Let's see. We still don't have any people in here yet, but let me open up the dashboard on Chrome so I can take a better look at it. We got one person in here. Cosmic Clam is here. Welcome. All right. Ultrament is here. Manny's here. I can never figure out the right way to put the chat room, I guess. Probably just having it down here under the Streamlabs info, Streamlabs link. Yeah, I'll just leave it right there. Ultraman is watching the playoffs. January. Oh, okay. You're talking about the NFL. Yeah, football, or I guess because we've got lots of we've got viewers here that are not American. I'll say, I have to use the phrase American football so that they get it. Manny's gonna try to make my chili recipe. It's funny because it's not even my recipe. It's just, you just put some cans and ground beef together, and that's it. And Christian is here. Welcome. You know, that is still the most annoying thing when it keeps telling me the stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate, even though I've left it at that like 1.6K setting. I've left it there for, I haven't touched it like since I started streaming, so it was only now that they started to be very annoying with that and say, hey, you need to use a better bitrate. Well, can Google pay to bring Google Fiber to my neighborhood so I can actually increase the bitrate for the stream? First live stream. Oh, fuck me, I forgot to change the title. Give me a second. There we go. I made it say Happy Saturday because today is Saturday. And yesterday was SmackDown. So Malik needs help. What do you need help with? You can't decide between the Z Fold 6 or the S24 Ultra. That is the most first world problem I've ever heard. And I'm stuck here with my Galaxy Note 20. But yeah, I heard though that Samsung changed the name, so it's not called, they don't call it the Galaxy Note anymore. It's called the Ultra. But I mean, I've gotten, like, I remember before the phones I had, before I had this, I had the iPhone 6s Plus, so I'm always used to having this bigger screen size. So if I were in your shoes, Malik, I would pick the S24 Ultra. Unless the Fold is like the same screen size, but that's just me. And especially, you know, for Uber driving, having that bigger, like, I don't know what this is, 5 inches, 6 inches, like the Note or the Ultra, whatever their screen size is. It's nice having this bigger screen because when you're driving passengers, it displays the Uber or the GPS or the Waze map so much better. Like a mini tablet. Oh, the Z Fold 6 is like a mini tablet. Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that depends. Do you need a mini tablet? Or if you're just looking for a phone, then you would probably just want to get the S24 Ultra. Only use it for YouTube and gaming. I'm such an old man that to me it's such a foreign concept to play video games on a phone. For me, video games are you take a console and you plug it into a TV or a monitor or gaming PC. I don't know. It's like, and to be fair, I haven't played a mobile phone game in ages, and that's why I got pissed off when I saw this one guy in the chat room yesterday say, when are you gonna go back to playing your Clash of Clans game, you fucking nerd? It's like, hey, motherfucker, I've never touched Clash of Clans. I've never installed a single game on this phone that I've had for 4 years. So take that, motherfucker. Yep, that's me. I don't come up with the right comebacks until 24 hours later. I just anytime I see a mobile phone game, all it makes me think of is, oh, they're going to put it out for free, and then you're just going to have to download several games. I mean, sorry, they're gonna make you pay a bunch of microtransactions, and yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I guess I'm just old school. I'm probably a dying breed of those toddlers that had the N64 as the first console. So I never got around to play, and then I had a GameCube and then a PS2, so I never got around to playing games online. Yeah, Dead Trigger 2 and Modern Combat 5 are good games. That doesn't, I don't know. I'm just too old-fashioned. I just prefer playing games on a console or a PC. I just can't get behind playing games on a phone. All right, we got another viewer from England. Manny's saying the last movie I watched was Psycho 2, that had to be one of the very first times that a sequel came out decades later. Yeah, I had a good time watching Psycho 2. Because the first one, like lots of people, well, I don't know if it's Alfred Hitchcock's best movie, but lots of people have said the first Psycho was revolutionary when it came out. And I heard that it was so revolutionary that there is you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. If you've never seen the film Psycho from 1960, go ahead and watch it. And yes, I know some kids these days might complain because it's in black and white. Get over it. Enjoy it. Oh, we got lots of I've got lots of people from England watching me because we've got Pasta84, we have Old Account J, yeah, I'm getting lots of people from there. I think we regularly get, I think, maybe 6 or 7 in Cosmic Clam. Yeah, we've got, I think there's more more British people than Americans in the chat room right now from Suffolk. Okay. Ultra Dice just came home from work enjoying Dairy Queen chicken strip basket. Yeah. I was such a dumbass that I didn't know that Dairy Queen served that served more than ice cream. I didn't realize that until I was about 8 or 9 years old. All accounts says we're the true patriots of gaming guitarist. People from England. I mean, yeah, I love it. I would love to visit England someday. Because when I took a trip to Austin 5 years ago, I was staying at a hostel, and there were lots of people there that were from England, and got along great with them. We've got someone from Saudi Arabia, someone from Russia. So yeah, definitely have a international audience. Had to collect carts in the cold today. I know that feeling because I used to be a bagger at Kroger. And I use the word bagger in quotations because most of my time was spent in the parking lot taking the carts from the parking lot back inside the store. And I hated it with every fiber of my being. And I was only getting paid less than $150 per week while doing that. My life goals for the next year, I mean, during 2025, my plan is to just keep doing what I'm doing and don't lose track of it. That's why I was starting to feel myself getting lazy, and then I immediately opened OBS and just pressed the start streaming button because I don't want to go back to my old ways. All right, Cody is here. Hello. It's from Niagara Falls. All right. And I actually bought these specific guitar picks. Excuse me, getting a lot of hiccups. Years ago, these are like Dunlop. I doubt that you're going to be able to focus on it, but if you can catch it in the light, let's try this. Can you see it? It's like a very raised texture. It says Jim Dunlop on the front, and on the back it says USA Nylon 1mm. I got these after finding out that these are the exact, I don't know if he still uses them today, but I remember reading Guitar World magazine when I was in high school, and this was the exact same pick that Mark Tremonti from Alter Bridge and Creed and his solo band Tremonti. This is the exact pick that he uses. I found this pick while I was rumbling around Black Widow's Ashes, and I saw that I had one of these in there. I was just playing with one of those for a little while. I mean, the games I play, I mean, I'm not really playing anything right now because my PS5 is still in the pawn shop, but as far as movies go, I mean, I still like all the Marvel and DC movies. That's the ones that I look forward to the most. Major news breaks out about them. I make sure to make videos about them. But I've been really going back and watching stuff from the 80s. Like I said before, I watched Psycho 2, which is pretty good, which is funny because you would think, how do you make a sequel to that? And it's 23 years later, but they did a pretty good job with it. You have the same actor playing Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins from that first movie. I also saw The Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long. And yeah, those were like two older movies that I saw. But I also got to see Anyone But You, that movie with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. That one was good. I thought that, oh, it's a romantic comedy. Is this going to be too cheesy? But no, it was actually pretty good. Let's see here. Jorge Rodriguez says hello from Seville, Spain. All right, got lots of different countries here. Turned 28 a few days ago. Do you have any reflections for that age? It's a weird age. I mean, knowing what I know now about life, I wouldn't say being 28 is strange, but that's the year that I started to meditate for the first time, and it made me realize all this shit about worrying about, oh, I'm behind in life with everyone else. I'm barely making any money. I don't have a fulfilling career. My dream career is taking forever to take off. Like that's all the thoughts that would permeate in my head in the first half when I was 28, and pretty much I was like that from 20 until 28. Or rather, I guess maybe 23 or 24 until 28, like constant anxiety and all of that crap. And then the later half of 28, after I started meditating, that's when I learned all of that stuff is just a bunch of superficial stuff that doesn't mean anything, because after all, we're just spiritual beings living temporary human experiences, and we shouldn't let comparing ourselves to other fellow human beings dictate whether we feel positive or negative emotions. You can choose any moment. Every second that passes by is a moment that you can choose to be happy. That's the way I approach it. Ultra Dice, I did shave today, and I'm trying to make it a habit of getting used to shaving, because anytime you would see me with a beard, it is simply pure laziness, because I know that I look horrible with facial hair, and apparently all the red pill motherfuckers agree with that statement. But of course, I'm not doing it for those assholes, because anyone who's a red pill or who's a stereotypical red pill believer needs to get the fuck off of this channel. But anyways, I did that because I have a safety razor from the 1960s that I bought from eBay, and anytime I use that, it makes me feel like I'm living in the decades of the past, whereas if I try to use those regular cartridge razors for shaving, like the regular like stuff you see from Gillette or Schick, or the newer, I guess more newer brands like Dollar Shave Club or Harry's, I notice I tend to rush way too much with those, and then I end up cutting myself a lot. Whereas I'm still not that good at shaving because today and December 31st was my first time shaving with a razor for almost a year at that point, because all I would ever do is I would just take an electric trimmer and then just take it down to as far down as it goes. Hey, thank you for subscribing. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate you subscribing. You're trying to grow. Oh, you're trying to get a James Harden beard, Ultra Dice. I see. Yeah, I don't have the genetics for that. Unfortunately, my Asian DNA took over in the facial hair department. My dad never really. So my dad is American, or I shouldn't say American because all Americans come from somewhere. But I guess you could say my dad's heritage. He's part German and part Swedish from his ancestry. But my dad was born in California, but my two uncles were born in Oregon. And I also believe my grandparents also grew up in Oregon as well. And I dropped the guitar pick, and I'm not even playing guitar. Let me just put it back down on the desk. I mean, the thing is, I tried to... oh, okay. Don't you just hate it when your headphone cable gets stuck in the wheel of your office chair? There we go. Yes, I agree. Old account says, yeah, that makes sense. It just shows how society conditions all these expectations onto you, even though our lives are so different. Yes, full of different privileges or challenges. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Cosmic Clam says, my friend escaped the looks maxing stuff after he joined a Discord group about it, and it was even more toxic than they are on here. You see, I was looking up about it, trying to figure out why the fuck are so many people talking about it and telling me to do it. But I was looking through it on YouTube, and turns out it all came from a technique that was developed by this guy called Dr. Mewing, who is an actual real doctor, and pretty much he just says to just keep your mouth closed the entire time and only focus on breathing in and out through your nose, and somehow that's supposed to help shape your jawline or some shit like that. But my problem is, and you've seen it on here before, if you are a longtime viewer of this channel, you'll see that I did lots of I go through a lot of allergy attacks where my nose gets completely clogged up. Yeah, if Cosmic Clam is saying that they are even more toxic in a Discord group, I mean, well, that's Discord groups. If there's a Discord group, like, that's why I do everything I can to make sure my Discord group is full of nothing but normal, non-toxic people. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that there's some legitimacy to it, but because I've seen clips of Andrew Huberman talking about it, but because I heard that it can fix a lot of dental issues as well, where I believe it was called orthopedics, where you're just supposed to keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth forever, and it creates a seal or a vacuum after your tongue gets stuck on the roof of your mouth forever. And they say if you swallow, you're not supposed to make a change in your expression. So I just swallowed without changing my expression, does that automatically mean I'm gonna get 1,000,000 gallons of pussy now? Because that's what all those toxic assholes that occasionally show up in the chat room do. Ultra Dice said, I left Facebook yesterday because I got tired of seeing snowflakes and Karens under every comment section. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you read comments on Facebook. That's why I'm even trying to stop reading comments on YouTube. Just treat it like I'm watching TV in the, before the year 2000. There's no comment section on TV shows. I simply just watch the video. If I like it, I'll press the like button. If I dislike it, press dislike, and then move on with my day. Alright, Mo is in the chat room. Yeah, lots of toxic comments on Facebook. That's just the way it is. You use scented candles in your room to help. Yeah, that definitely helps things out. Because one of my favorite things to do when I still, when I still had my mom's house was I would start playing a game at around dawn and leave a candle on in the same room. And I enjoyed seeing how, because I would leave the lights off, how when you see the sun go down and you see that candle get brighter and brighter, it made a nice effect. I remember specifically doing that while playing shit, I can't remember. What game was it? Yeah, I was doing that while I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that out loud, Ultra Dice, but you just have to ignore it. Any of that bad stuff that you see on any social media, you just can't let it affect you. I know it's much easier said than done, but that's just the way it is. The one thing that just gets super annoying when it comes to playing guitar is my audio interface is so cheap. It's so cheap that it's made out of plastic instead of metal, like most interfaces, and there's some stupid glitch where would try to find backing tracks to play along with on my guitar, and they just don't work. Like, for whatever dumb reason, you can't have your DAW open while playing a YouTube video, even though I know so many people do it. But that's what happens when you purchase from Behringer, when you're so fucking desperate to get something that you're willing to pay $50 for an audio interface, even though most of them start at around the $100 mark. But you wanted, but that's what happens. That's when the phrase "you get what you pay for" really applies. Yes, Nolan, I'm using this ye oldie piece of shit right here. This is what I use for my guitar. I'm just using the Blue Yeti for my microphone, but yeah, the Euphoria UM2, the worst audio interface probably in existence. I recommend this to absolutely nobody. Go ahead and save up and get the industry standard like most people get, that Scarlett Focusrite, or the Focusrite Scarlett, that's what it's called. That's the one that I see most people get. Well, the Blue Yeti, I wouldn't say it's the best microphone ever, but it's definitely like a solid, reliable choice. Especially, for most people, if they're just doing YouTube videos, sitting at their desk like what I do, it's great for that. But, if you're going to be recording music, you definitely would want to get something better. Like a Shure SM7. That's the gold standard for like almost every podcast, lots of radio shows. They use that, or they would use one of those Electro Voice microphones that are pretty good. However, I've seen that Behringer's synthesizers are actually pretty good, like cheaper alternatives to like the Moog keyboards that you see a lot. I heard those are pretty decent, but as far as just audio interfaces, this one I've got it fucking sucks. It sucks donkey balls. Yeah, the Rode mics, the Shure mics, yeah. Pretty much, as long as you're getting something decent around $100, like the Blue Yeti or like those Razer microphones, those are just fine. But if you're really trying to up your production value, you definitely want to get something that's a bit higher end than that. Arceon, yes, I'm still talking to him. Yeah, because see, Mo, I don't know if you remember, but Keanu has the Shure SM7 microphone now. So whenever I talk to him on Discord, it sounds like I'm on a fucking Sirius XM radio show. Connor, is how are you doing? I was recommending this. Holy shit! If YouTube is recommending my live streams, that is an amazing milestone for the channel. I'm doing good, Connor. How's your day going? Right now, I'm just talking to the chat room, but later on, I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily do it today, but I've got my I might end up playing guitar or playing a game installed on my PS2 emulator. Arceon says, "You seem to be getting your life together." Well, when you don't have access to a car anymore because Hertz, God damn it, because Hertz forces you to return it, and then all of a sudden you have all the time in the world to concentrate on what you actually, when you're able to concentrate on what you actually want to be doing, all of a sudden anxiety just magically goes away. Connor says, want to hear something bizarre? I had to report a... Oh, Jesus Christ. A PA state... Oh, I guess that means Pennsylvania state police officer today for inappropriate relations with me. I'm feeling a bit depressed because of it for multiple reasons. Well, Connor, I don't... sorry you have to go through that, but there is one video that I'm going to post a link to in the YouTube chat that helps me out. It helped me when I was feeling extremely depressed, and I hope that it can help you out as well. I want you to go ahead and save this. So this is a video from the guy who I strongly credit with saving my brain, Dr. Joe Dispenza. He explained depression. When I would listen to this speech from him, it feels like it felt like he was describing me a lot better than I described myself. I'm sorry, fuck, I fucked up. Joe Dispenza, pretty much when he does his speeches talking about depression and similar things like that, it always sounds like he can describe me better than I can describe myself. So I'm going to link that video over there. So I hope you click on that link and you can save that video to your watch later playlist. And if you actually listen to it, absorb it, make sure you have no distractions, I promise it'll help you feel better, because if it worked for me, it can work for anybody. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to tell all the details if you don't want to, Connor. That sounds like a lot of rough shit. I mean, it's up to you if you want to share it or not. But it's, yeah, it's a lot. Hey, Bailey, how are you doing? Hey, Bailey, I was trying to tell you and Brandon earlier, you could join my Discord. Because I don't know if if you were able to catch the link or not, but, let me type it in there. It's funny, Bailey, because your name is Bailey, and the only other person that I know of named Bailey is the wrestler Bailey from WWE. But I think her name is spelled differently. I think hers is Bayley. Yeah, I was taking out my different guitar picks that I had, because I have so many. Like I got these like limited edition Ziploc bags in 2019 when Avengers Endgame came out. They were selling these at the grocery store. And like I got one with the Hulk on them. There's this one with Black Widow, this one with Iron Man. And these are like every guitar pick I've ever had since I started playing guitar when I was 13. I keep them all in here. And it's funny because you can all in a fucked up way, you can imagine like it's like this is the urn for Iron Man's ashes and I filled it with guitar picks. And this is the urn for Black Widow's ashes and I'm using it to hold my guitar picks. Oh, yeah, Mo, everything was great. There was zero buffering issues at all. Like, that's all been taken care of. Like, I was able to sit through the whole 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, and everything was great. No technical difficulties at all while watching Raw on Netflix on Monday. And you guys make me feel so fucking old. People saying I'm turning 26, I'm turning 23. I remember when I was always the youngest one. Now I'm not anymore. Now that is what feels weird. Oh, well, hey Connor, you're good. CM Punk came back to the WWE last year, and he just wrestled Seth Rollins, and it was like they had this huge build up to the match. It was fucking awesome. But now the funny thing is, CM Punk has gotten to this point where he's mellowed out a lot. I mean, he's still CM Punk, but oh shit, Connor, you gotta watch it. Oh man, the shit talking that Seth and Punk were doing was legendary. Like these last couple of weeks, it is fucking oh, I hang on, I gotta show you some stuff. I can't play them on the stream, because of course, you know, I'll get my YouTube account deleted. Hang on. You can watch that, and then and it's on Netflix, so you can watch it on Netflix. So if you just go to Raw, Connor, if you've got Netflix, go to Raw. It's like they they don't have every single episode of Raw on there, but like a good amount. Like they've got episodes from the 90s, from the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, and all of that stuff. Yeah. So if you see the one where they were shit talking each other, and then you can see the one where they actually fight each other, it's, yeah. Yeah, because the funny thing that with CM Punk is there was a match that they were one of the dark matches that wasn't shown on TV when they were just going in between cities, in between like Raw and SmackDown episodes. I forget where it was. I think it somewhere in New York. There was a match between I forget, between Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, and then at the last second, CM Punk went in to help Damian Priest. And the funny thing is, CM Punk only showed up with, like, I don't know how they thought of this shit, but CM Punk was there with a shower cap and just a towel, went in there, kicked Dominic's ass, and then ran out. Hang on, let me see if I can find the link to that one, because that was fucking funny. Where's the clip? Is it not, wait, is it in this one? Yeah, I'm just seeing it right here. Yeah. Wait. Because there was one that had like a shitload of views. Yeah, I think. Yeah, hang on. There we go. Do I have social media? I mean, kind of. Um, like I'm on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck they're deciding to call it these days. I have the link in my channel for it. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. That's pretty much it. All right, Bailey joined the Discord. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Connor. It will be Twitter to me also. I just can't stand it when companies change their names where their names are very specific. You knew exactly what it was. Like it was Twitter. And then they changed it to one letter. The letter X is like, what is that? Like, are you trying to say a word? Like, are you trying to spell something? No, it's just X. Like, just I wish they would still call it Twitter. But then I think the other one that's not quite as dumb was I couldn't stand it when HBO Max changed the name to just Max. Like when you told people, I want to watch The Penguin, it's a fantastic show. If you can watch it on HBO Max, but now I have to say, Penguin, great show. If you love the Batman with Robert Pattinson, you'll love the Penguin with Colin Farrell, and you can watch it on Max. They're like, Max, wait, what the fuck is that? Is that a person's name? It's like, no, it's just formerly known as HBO Max. I can't. Oh god, those things are just so stupid to me. Like you have these billion-dollar companies, and yet they hire the most brain-dead marketers of all time. Well, Connor, if I wouldn't necessarily want to get someone else's phone number over the chat room, but you can you can join my Discord group, and me and like some of the other people on there. Hang on. Where did I leave it? Here we go. Yeah, I have that Discord group, so some of the people in the chat room that are from here, they have a place to talk when I'm not live streaming. Let me see here. I was spending lots of time like these during this week just looking at PRS guitars, because to me there's two brands when I think of them for guitars. There's Ernie Ball Music Man and PRS or Paul Reed Smith. Those two companies to me, they feel like the Rolex or Rolls Royce of guitars. So, where did I leave OBS? Right here. Oh yeah, you could post some photos of the miniatures. Yeah. Dandon says, I like the no facial hair drip, Jaren. Makes you look younger. So when I have facial hair, I look like I'm 11. And then when I don't have facial hair, I look like I'm 10. um, all right, let me show you what I mean when I talk about PRS guitars. These are this is one of my favorite guitar companies. Whenever I go to Guitar Center or any guitar store, I like to spend lots of time playing some of these. These are so fucking expensive. At least the ones that are made in USA. They have an import line, which is also really damn good too. But you gotta cough up some dough if you really want to buy one of these. I always felt like it was such a cool move when they made this guitar right here. Oh, whoops. Hang on. Actually, let's go to their website. Like, if you want to know what oh, that is so fucking funny. That's what Paul Reed Smith looked like in 1985. He looked like Steve Jobs if he went to Woodstock. Because that's the cool thing about this company, is that the thing that is like their trademark where you can identify them is PRS guitars. Like, they put birds on the fretboard for their inlays. Like, some companies, typically you'll just see dots or you might see blocks, but PRS, they make themselves stand out by putting birds on their fretboard inlays. Yeah, let's just look at their import models, because now these these are their cheaper models. That's the funny thing, is with these, like, their gold standard would be this one called the Custom 24. But I will say PRS is easily, for me, in my opinion, in the top 5 when it comes to the best quality guitars that I've ever played. Like, it doesn't matter what the difference in the price is, they all feel really good. Blue Moon. It's funny, you guys are talking about Blue Moon. Blue Moon is the first beer I ever had. And I fucking hated it, but that was because it's funny, like, I was a soda addict. Like, it's much easier for me to get addicted to soda than alcohol. Like, I can take a drink, leave a drink, and I'm fine. But when it comes to soda, I had to be very strict with myself. And I now, like, since 2021, I have replaced, anytime I would drink soda, I would just drink a can of sparkling water. And that, combined with meditation, is probably the 2 greatest things I have ever done for my mental health and physical health. So, yeah. That's what that looks like. So yeah, they have black gold burst, charcoal cherry burst, and turquoise. I think I like the charcoal cherry one the best on over here. But over here they've got these where they use quilted maple, because that last one I showed you, that one was. Do I drink the tap water? No, I don't drink tap water. You know, I felt so stupid for not, like, I would see these guitars for years, and it wasn't until now that I just noticed on the 24th fret, it's an owl. How the hell did I not recognize that? Like, I became aware of PRS because, like, Santana would play these. Like, he's the one that really put them on the map. And then Mark Tremonti from Creed and Alter Bridge ended up playing these later on. And now they've got all kinds of people playing them. Like, there's David Grissom, where his model is really cool. Like, let's try to see if let's look at the, yeah, these are their signature, like the different guitar players that have their own guitar. So you've got David Grissom, Santana, Mark Holcomb from Periphery, Mark Tremonti. And this is Paul Reed Smith himself. This is his guitar. These over here, the ones that look like Stratocasters, these are this is what John Mayer plays. And this is Zach Myers from Shinedown over here. But yeah, this is David Grissom. I've seen lots of videos like just praise, that have nothing but praise for this one. Like they have this looks really old school, kind of like if you had a Gibson Les Paul. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching the stream, Connor. Glad to have you over here now. Oh, they have this in a tobacco sunburst, and then they've got this one is really cool. Like this is just straight up Gibson, like classic Gibson guitars. Like they had them in the gold top, and then they had them with here. But the thing is, even when you do just birds, the cool thing about it is, wait, hang on. Oh, okay. So these close-up shots. I want to see some better pictures of the gold one. Let's go to a online store that has some good photos. Yeah, this is what I would want to put on my Kramer guitar, because the tuning pegs are all rusted out. Yeah, where can I add this? Yes, add to wish list so I don't forget it. There we go. All right. Let's see here. There we go. Oh my God. Okay. I almost had a mini heart attack here. Take a look. This is the import model made in Indonesia, which is very good. This is the made in USA version. $6,500 fucking dollars. Because I'm sure that all the doctors and lawyers that only collect guitars and never actually play them can afford that shit. Oh, okay. So this is actually a limited edition. This is a semi-hollow because you can see it has the F hole there. But okay, just the regular USA ones are not too bad. Only a meager 4,000 fucking bucks. Oh, good gravy. Oh my goodness. Yep. And this is why I said PRS is like the Rolls-Royce of guitar makers. Because who the fuck can afford that? But if we want to look at what the us mere mortals can afford, and by the way, when I say that, for those of you who are not guitar players, like the PRS, get like the SE line, they are known as like some of the absolute best. Like every time I've played one, I've never played a bad one. But this is what I like, is even when they try to do something more normal or traditional looking, like they still add like some extra seasoning to make it look cool. Like they turn the dots here into like moon. They look like moons. Okay, you swapped out your broken ignition coil. That's great, vegetarian. Now let's see if I'm feeling a bit just a tiny bit rebellious. Well, actually no, because he's not playing any of his own songs in the actual video. Oh, okay, yeah, we can watch this. Because he's not playing any, because this is David Grissom, the guy, the signature model of that gold guitar with the moons that we just saw. Let's see here. Let me see here. Where is the... Yeah, Bogdan, I understand what you're saying. Guitars after $1,000, it's not that much better. At that point, it's kind of like buying a painting at a museum. It's more like, do you feel like it's worth paying this much to have it? Sort of like the difference between maybe a $500 or $700 guitar and then a $2,000 guitar. Is it really like that much better? It just depends on if you really want it or not, and you can afford it. Professional. I'm on Twitter. You can. That's the one that I would rather use for social media. Instagram. I mean, Twitter is toxic as hell, but the thing is, I only follow like video. Well, even then, people pretty much whenever the times I would use Twitter, I only use it just to keep up with gaming or movie news. That is, or like NBA or WWE stuff. That is it. Like, I don't read the comments or replies because that will take you down a rabbit hole that you will easily regret going into. Bogdan was trying to learn one more breath on the guitar. It's funny, I have never heard a Creed song other than Higher. Like, I have never heard... That could be something I could make a reaction to if copyright claim... Just depends. I wouldn't know if they would get me. But I've reacted to Alter Bridge before, and that's when I started... That's how I became a fan, is because I've just heard the name Alter Bridge so many times, and I thought, well, I already know who Miles Kennedy is because I would listen to him when he's the singer in Slash's band. So I wanted to know more about them. Yeah, Bogdan, I have never heard One More Breath or My Sacrifice. No. That's the thing. I love Alter Bridge, so it's like I should already like Creed. It's just Alter Bridge, but with the guy's name, with Scott Stapp. It's just, that's the thing I liked, is that Alter Bridge and Creed is a lot like the difference with Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave, where you have the exact same guitar player, bass player, and drummer, just a different singer. Sort of like, because Rage Against the Machine, you had Zach De La Rocha, and then Audio Slave was Chris Cornell, but still had Tom Morello on guitar. You still had Brad Wilk on drums, and Tim Comerford on bass. I blanked out on his name there for half a second. But anyways, I want to take a look here at Cody as a oh shit, you got one of the Jackson flying. Oh, is that like the King V? Made in Japan, like that same one that Dave Mustaine plays? That's awesome. Yeah, I love Jackson guitars. Jackson, if I had to pick my favorite brands of guitars, I would say Jackson, Charvel, Kiesel, PRS, and Ernie Ball Music Man. Okay, lots of people are fun. Yeah, because it just depends. It's very dependent on whatever band that you're listening to. Because I know that the Eagles are the most notorious, where they will fucking not give you not a copyright claim, which, you know, you deal with those all the time, a copyright strike. That is bad, because if you get one copyright strike, you are not allowed to live stream until that strike gets taken off. And then you have to deal with YouTube, talking to people with YouTube, and we know how difficult they are to get a hold of and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, Bogdan. Okay, they also have another song called Bullets. Okay. Wow, I did not know there would be this many people celebrating Jackson, because I love Jackson guitars. I've had more Jacksons out than any other brand I've ever owned. Jackson and Charvel are. I'm glad we've got other guitar players in the chat today. That way, you know, I can talk about this stuff, and you know, some people can at least follow along with it. But yeah, I love Jackson. I don't think Grover Jackson is still working at Jackson Guitars, because I know they're owned by Fender. I think he started up his own company. Anyway, I was talking about David Grissom. I've actually never heard of David Grissom before. I mean, I've heard the name because he's like one of the best-selling PRS guitars, but Hey, Ultra Dice gave a $5 super chat. Said, felt like donating today before I left. Have a good day. Hey, thank you so much, Ultra Dice. Hope your day goes well, too. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. You know what? I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Had a Jackson Dinky. It was great. Yeah, the Jackson Dinkies, they were great. I also had a Charvel DK24, which that's based on the Dinky. That is my probably that's in a three-way tie for my favorite guitar I've ever owned, because I had that, a Carvin V220, and then I had a Jackson Soloist from the 80s. And I'm still mad at myself for selling that, but I had to do it because I was completely broke in 2020. All right, I'm going to go. I'm gonna go piss. I'll be right back. Oh shit! Wait, someone tipped $5. Vegetarian. Hey, thank you so much for. Thanks, Vegetarian, for the $5. All right. Infinitus is here. Bogdan is playing in Oh, the LTD Les. Okay, so you got the LTD Eclipse. Yeah, I've played some of those before. Those are great. Those are great too. You know what? I actually, this could be a controversial opinion, but I prefer the ESP or the PRS, like the ESP Eclipse or the PRS single cut. I prefer that more than playing a Les Paul. Those two are just the PRS single cut, the ESP Eclipse, way more comfortable. Or even the Schecter makes one too, called the Schecter Solo. Called the Schecter Solo 2. The Schecter, I love you, Solo! See, I had to tie in the WWE reference there. That's my Jacob Fatu impression. Because that's the only thing he says. All right. Yeah, rule time. I have never played Dead Space. I'll make sure to check to play it whenever I get my PS5 back from the pawn shop. I'll make sure to do that. Yeah, the LTD. I've never played a Viper before. That's like their style of their take on the SG. Anyway, let's watch this video here. Okay, no. Display. There we go. So let's see. So I was watching David. I mean, we were looking at those photos of David Grissom's signature PRS guitar. That's only 7 minutes. We should be fine. This is. Let's see. You switched from an Ibanez. I see. Oh, you didn't ask me what happened to. Oh, well, it was never my car. So what I'm doing is, because I'm broke and my credit sucks, is I rent cars from Hertz to drive. I rent cars from Hertz because they're partnered with Uber, so they're like one of Hertz or Avis. They're the two rental companies. The problem is Avis doesn't have insurance, so that's why I automatically go with Hertz, because fuck driving a rental car without insurance. Like, never, ever do that. So the problem is now we're relying only on my aunt's income and the $100 I make per month so far on YouTube. But that's a good thing, because if I'm making $100 on YouTube now, when I never was able to do that before 2023, that's amazing, which is inspiring me to keep working on this. But anyways, there was a stupid glitch on the Uber driver app where they stopped where Hertz, the Hertz location I was at, wasn't able. Yeah, Cosmic Clam. That's the problem, is that that's them preying on desperate people. And it's just, yeah, that's why I won't go with Avis. I only go with Hertz because they include maintenance. Because the last time I rented a car, the one that I was forced to return back because they sold it, which I know saying that sounds so dumb, but Hertz puts up their rental cars for Uber drivers up for sale on Hertz used car sales. So at any moment, someone can purchase it and you'll be forced to return it, and you have no guarantee that you'll be able to get another car. So that's why I'm able to stream or upload videos as often as I am, because the main thing that I've been doing, like, even if I'm just breaking even just to have a car, that's why I have all the free time, because I can't go out. So anyways, rule time. That's kind of a long-winded explanation, but that's how I ended up here. Anyway, let's watch David Grissom. Whoops. I have to unmute the window. There we go. Oh, he's playing the gold one with the moons. God damn, he sounds good.
For me, the perfect guitar, number one, has to stay in tune. That's like a prerequisite. If I'm bringing one guitar to a gig, it's going to be a humbucking guitar that I can coax good clean tones out of, as well as warm fat sounds for soloing. And I also like to be able to have a tremolo, not a dive bombing thing, but just to give contrast and depth to the sounds of chords. A very specific neck shape is crucial to me because I think that it just allows me to bend better, to get better vibrato. And after a long time of playing PRS guitars, I think we've arrived at that point where I have the one perfect guitar for me.
Yeah, Cosmic Clam, I agree. Avis is very stupid, but yeah, they will let you rent cars without insurance. Or at least that's how it was the last time I rented from Avis, which I was very desperate and I did it, and you know, thank God nothing happened, but that I was like shitting myself every time I started up the car. But that's why ever since I've only been renting with Hertz, but so far I'm just in this in-between period where we have to wait, where my aunt has to, like, I hate that you can hear the fucking shame in my voice as I'm saying that, because I hate that's the only way to do it. But we wait for my aunt to get her paycheck, go rent a car, and then that way, instead of spending however much it costs, like $100 or $140 per every week, going to her job and then coming back home here, it's, you know, I'd much rather be the one driving her. And that way I have a car, that way whenever we need to go to the fucking grocery store, we can just go and get it, instead of wait 8 minutes for a car to come pick us up, go again, get all our groceries, and then make sure and hope that the Uber driver has enough trunk space in their trunk to shove all the grocery bags in there. But, you know, it just brought me closer towards making more YouTube content. So, you know, as much as my past self pre-2022 would complain about that, I'm not anymore. I get to do what I actually care about doing, which is YouTube videos.
Well, the DGT came out of
no, Infinitus, my aunt, she's a janitor at a nail salon.
Model, and the McCarty model came out of a guitar that I special ordered in the early 90s. We tweaked that guitar for years, and at some point there were so many different tweaks that I was doing to that guitar. Paul and I discussed, you know, maybe we should do your guitar. So that's special.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, the DGT came out of the McCarty model, and the McCarty model came out of a guitar that I special ordered in the early 90s. We tweaked that guitar for years, and at some point there were so many different tweaks that I was doing to that guitar. Paul and I discussed, you know, maybe we should do your guitar. So that's kind of where it all started. When Bev and Jack called me about doing an SE, I was thrilled because I get emails weekly from people all over the world saying, I would like to have one, but I just can't quite get there. And so the idea that we could come up with something for people like that was really exciting. My second thought was, there's no way they can do it. And I'm not going to do it if it's not a guitar that I would play. So that was sort of the criteria that we laid out. That's how we got started. I think that I'm very, very, very picky about the guitars that I play. I have...
okay, this is bothering the shit out of me. I need to check. Is David Grissom from Texas or not? I'm hearing his Texas accent. Okay, all right, okay. Where is he from? Man, Wikipedia page doesn't have much. Okay. Oh, here we go. On it from his own website. David Grissom. Oh, okay. He is from Texas. Okay, yep. Moved to Austin, 1983. Got it. Damn, living in Austin since 83. Wow. That's right around the time Stevie Ray Vaughan also got popular.
A 2010 Gold Top that I play probably more than any other one. I could have chosen between any number of guitars, but that one, there's something I've just bonded with, and it's hard to put into words. And we started this process where we had Zoom meetings, and I would sit there with my Gold Top, and Jack would say, measure at the nut, measure at the first fret, measure the depth at the 7th fret, measure the depth at the 12th fret, measure the width here, measure the width at the end of the fingerboard. All these things were documented, you know, with a good set of calipers to really hone in on the exact shape of that neck. It's exactly like my 2010. The fret edges feel exactly the same. Everything feels the same. Also, with the way these guitars are made, the consistency that's available is amazing. And so to start with that guitar and have this result is, I'm kind of blown, my mind is kind of blown. So just like the Core DGT, this bridge volume, neck volume, and master tone, which is also the coil tap, and then a 3-way toggle switch. And between that, it covers everything I need to do. I'm thrilled with the pickups, and I walked in here, and the minute I started playing, it's like, this is my guitar. Here's full humbucking. And here's with the coil tap. Back to humbucking on the neck. So it's very subtle, but that is good for me. Subtle is good. I don't want too dramatic a change. There are so many things that, like little things that we spec'd into this guitar. I'm very specific about the angle of the bevel, the amount of bevel on the fret edges. The tremolo stays in tune as well and sounds just as good. I mean, there's nothing about the core model that we didn't bring over. I could take this guitar on any gig I do, any session I do, and feel confident that I'm not compromising. My baby. This is the 2010 DGT that we measured the neck in incredible detail. You know, I love fancy guitars, but I'm more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy, I guess. And I just like the sort of simple elegance of the Gold Top and Moons. And if you look at both guitars side by side, they're pretty darn close.
Yeah, you might
I'm
get
incredibly
them mixed
proud
up.
of the guitar. I do think that it makes this guitar available to so many more people. Learning guitar is hard. And
Yeah, you're telling
just
me.
to have an instrument that is well made and the neck shape is comfortable, that plays in tune, that has good wood in it, I think all those things are really advantageous. I also feel like that if the guitar inspires you, you're going to practice more. And I would not put my name on it if I wasn't going to play it. So I'm really thrilled that it will be available to more people. Really excited about it.
So,
that-
Jack, I've never seen the 4th season, which I think that might be the last season of Mr. Robot. I've only seen the first 3, but I still have to say the first season is the best, just because of the whole twist that, like, that was one of the greatest reveals in television history for me, and I loved it. Yeah, is season 4 available streaming anywhere, Jack? Is that like on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or somewhere?
PRS has distinguished themselves in the ability to make a guitar at this price point. So I hope that the minute someone picks this guitar
Oh,
up,
you have you have it on Blu-ray.
This
okay.
is it, and I can play this, and I can make good music on it, and write songs on it, and it will serve me well.
And he has to be living life well. He's got his own. Not only does David Grissom have his own signature guitar with PRS, he also has a signature amp with them as well. All right. So now I got to learn a little bit about David Grissom. Yeah, so far, I mean, I'm impressed. Love to see some more videos of him, like actual like live concert footage later on. I mean, I don't have a camera. I mean, I would do it definitely, but I just can't afford it. Oh, I don't know if you've been here, like if you're new or not, Jack, but I haven't had a car since December 19th because Hertz forced me to return the car they forced me to return the car because they take their fuck, fucking brain. Losing my train of thought again. They sell their cars online at Hertz used car sales, the same cars that they use to rent out their cars from Uber. They put them up for sale online at the same time, and so some motherfucker bought it, and I was forced to return it. And to make it even worse, they had that location that I got the car from, which is a 1-hour drive away from me. They already had cars, like a replacement rental, but because of a stupid glitch on the Uber driver app, I wasn't able to get that replacement car. So instead of being able to drive myself home on December 19th, I had to pay the last $50 I fucking had to come home. And that's how I'm here. No, I haven't made quite a bit of money. Like, it's not what you think it is. Like, whatever money that I made from that video when it first got popular, that was long gone in 2023. And whatever number you're thinking I made, I guarantee you it's nowhere close to that, because in order to consistently make a profit on YouTube, your videos have to be getting in the thousands of views, like every single one. And I'm not there yet, but now that I get to have unlimited free time and can't leave the house, this is the time where it really counts, where I just want to make sure I stream or upload a video every single day. Did I make a decent amount? I mean, in like when the first moment that video went viral was when I went from, when I believe it was at, I can't even remember. It's just, I remember it was at like 60 or 70,000 views, and then it went up to 600,000 views, like within a couple of months. And from that, I was earning, I don't even want to say it because no one else does. I don't know why I should give all the details. All I will say is that the amount that I got from that video was enough money where I could pay for groceries for I could buy groceries for the whole month. And then after that, ever since, I've only been getting anywhere between $100 to $200 per month. Yeah, I agree, Cosmic Clam. Month's worth of groceries in this economy is absolutely amazing. And that's why I did not take that shit for granted. I made sure that I was able to get stuff and cook stuff and make sure I cook items that will last a couple of days. So that's when I started to, use my pressure cooker a lot, make different soup with it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Cosmic Clam, a YouTuber was complaining about struggling to live off of YouTube money after he bought a Lamborghini. Well, that was his fucking fault for buying a goddamn Lamborghini. Why don't you buy a fucking Toyota Corolla? That way it will last you the rest of your life. Instead of something just to impress people who you don't want to be friends with, or to impress women who are not the quality women that guy that buying that Lamborghini would never actually want to date, Jack, that story about getting kicked out of the bar is 100% true. I'm not one of these people that will make shit up and lie about it. Everything I said in that video was 100% true. And I wasn't thinking about what I was going to say. I just hit record and just let everything flow out, and I didn't give a shit who saw it. And it's funny because it was that exact attitude probably why I got 1 million views. Because that's what I learned a lot from. Yeah. Jack, I haven't lied at all. Why would you accuse me of lying? All of that is real. All of that was real. When I went to, because that bar that I was talking about, that same bar is the same one that I went to, years later when I did karaoke. It was the exact same place. But seriously, the fact that you have to ask if I'm lying about that just talks about how shitty it is that people will make stuff up. Because I promise you, in that video that I made, I had fucking nothing to lose. So I just said everything I was feeling at that moment when I was still under that paradigm of not understanding how to manage feeling depressed or how to manage all that constant nonstop anxiety. I hope you can see today I've been able to get a much better handle on it. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm going to be streaming over the next couple of days, absolutely. Well, Jack, any other rejection stories? I've got one. I mean, I've said this before. I don't know if you were here for it, but pretty much with what happened was there was a girl who rejected me initially, but then I saw her start to regret it because I asked her, like, I forget where I was. I was probably in the exact same, I think it was at the bar, not the same one I was at where I got kicked out, but the same one I did the karaoke at, but I think it was a different one. The one across the street that I also used to go to when I still lived in that area. At that one, I talked to this girl, and I remember me and her were getting along well, but then when got the hiccups. When I tried to ask her for her number, she said, no, I'm not going to reply back. And I just told her, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. I just wish every girl was more like you. If every girl was as honest as you were, this world would be much better. And then I remember, like, I saw her face start to change expression, like, oh shit, was I wrong about this guy? Like that, she had that type of look on her face. And then I just left, and I felt like $1,000,000. That's the only other rejection story I've got. Hey, Keanu is here. It's funny because Keanu is just like me, from Houston, but his favorite NBA team is the Lakers. Favorite NFL team is the Steelers. I still never asked you, Keanu, why are those your favorite sports teams? Because I never understood it. Is it just because you were a fan of Kobe and that's why you love the Lakers for as long as you have? Is that what it was? Kemos says, Much Love Man was just introduced to your channel a couple hours ago. Yeah. You'll have to let me explain it to you. Keanu, are you off work right now? Or, like, are you at home? Are you able to, would you like to hop on Discord? Kemos, I appreciate you finding the channel. Yes, okay. Let's bring in Keanu. No, not that. No. Where? Okay, I have to. Jack, the problem is I live in a rural area. So even if I wanted a part-time job somewhere at like some retail place or something, I don't have the money to get Uber rides to go to the job interview and then come back, and then let alone if I get hired, they will being able to have the money just to get an Uber ride over there and then back home. I literally have, like, actually, no, I was going to do something very stupid, and then I told myself, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. I was about to show my bank account balance on my phone, but I was like, no, that's a privacy hazard, Jaren. You're smarter than that. No, this is not a house. This is a mobile home rental, Jack. Yes, Cosmic Clam, you do have to drive everywhere in Texas. I don't know what it's like to live somewhere with public transportation. Or at least reliable public transportation, I should say that. Because in Houston, we have the metro buses, but that's only efficient if you actually live in the downtown area. If you live in the rural suburbs like I do, you're shit out of luck. No, my aunt doesn't drive, Infinitus.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hey. Hang on, I need to turn you up.
All right?
Are you able to turn your mic up a little bit?
My mic?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I turn it any farther, it may get a little too loud, but let's see how it sounds. Oh wow! Oh god.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not.
All right, now we're good. Now we're good.
Hey.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
We're good. We're good. Yeah. Hang on. I gotta put up your title card, just like it is, like, you know, on the fancy radio shows. They'll always have write someone's name there. Come on. I had it. I think I had it in a different scene. No, not
Peter mode.
Wasn't that one?
Go. That's what I'm talking about.
I seriously have no clue.
Just
hey, Cosmic Clam is asking if your album went #1 on the billboards yet.
So what happened was that, and I think this was actually being joked about the other day. And when I say the other day, I mean yesterday, right? So what happened was I released the album, and it turned out that okay, so I knew that Future and Metro Boomin, I knew they were dropping a project. I didn't think much about it, okay? I thought, okay, this is cool. Well, this is a whole new audience, right? That's not going to bother me at all. But here's the problem, though, okay? The album freaking blew up for one particular reason, and that was Kendrick Lamar's verse on the song Like That. And when people found out that he was on the album, because keep in mind, they did not show the features. You know, sometimes a lot of
album is
and
this?
Artists. This was by Future and Metro Boomin. So
so that's two different people.
With Metro Boomin.
I've heard of Future before, but I've never heard of Metro Boomin before.
So Metro, he actually produced the album, the companion album to Across the Spider-Verse. There's a lot of cool little fun tracks on there. He actually shows up as an actual Spider-Man variant in the film as well. Funny enough.
Wait, who? Wait, sorry. Say that again. Who shows up?
His name's Metro Boomin.
Oh, okay. He was one of the one of the Spider-Men.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the council. So what happened is that they released an album. Okay. Now keep in mind the track list initially, and to be fair, a lot of artists do this, right? Or at least a lot of rap artists in particular do this. Is they don't tell you the features, like who's on the album. So you kind of have to like discover it yourself, right? And so that's what happened with the song Like That. Now, honestly, even if Kendrick wasn't on the song, it still would have been probably one of the better tracks on the album because the production's pretty. It's pretty hype, right? But then the moment Kendrick shows up, I'm like, oh shit, we got a Kendrick feature, because the dude hadn't really done any features in a while. And on top of that, in the song, he was responding to one of Drake's songs called First Person Shooter. It was a song he did with the rapper J. Cole.
Okay.
And they were talking about all this thing about like, oh yeah, you know, we the big three, nobody else is on top of us, you know, like we the top dogs. But the thing is that, and to be fair, the whole rap beef thing kind of goes over a lot of this stuff. They have a history. And it's pretty apparent that Kendrick fucking hates this guy.
Okay.
And he explains very thoroughly why he does not like this guy. But basically,
it's all in the verse?
Well, not all in the verse, but like, you know, like the following tracks from the whole beef. And then, of course, you know, Drake had a few songs here and there talking about his side of things and why he feels the way he does. Now, Drake was trying to play kind of nice and buddy-buddy with Kendrick, thinking, oh, you know, there's nothing wrong between us. And then Kendrick's like, motherfucker, Yes, there is. But
Okay.
in the song, he's like, motherfuck the big three, fella. It's just big
So,
me.
wait. So,
Except he didn't
hang on.
say fella.
So,
But you know,
I gotta stop you there. So, what you're saying is Kendrick said, fuck the big three, so he does not like Fender or Gibson or Ibanez.
I guess that's one way. Yeah, it's almost like if Fender and Gibson were like really buddy, and then you have another like really well-known brand just kind of comes in there and tries to play nice and whatnot. Or no, sorry, Fender and Gibson are the ones playing nice, but then the other one's like, no, fuck you guys. I want to be the top dog, or I feel like I am the top dog, and that's pretty much what Kendrick said. And guess what? Almost a year later, the dude's gonna perform in the Super Bowl halftime show. Also, he's headlining a co-headlining tour with fellow artist SZA. She's really talented in her own right.
So,
it's
okay.
a stadium tour too. It's a
wow.
stadium tour. The dude's never done a stadium tour. He's done arena tours, which also sold out. They were really good. But yeah, like it's kind of crazy just how much it has favored him. Also, he did release an album. He actually did release an album.
Okay, because that's what I don't understand about the hip hop world is like you keep hearing someone said this about this rapper, and then that rapper responded back, and it's like, so they only release singles all at just one at a time. They don't put out full on albums with all of the songs about how much they hate each other. It's just singles. Is that how they do it?
Well, it kind of depends on the beef sometimes. There have been beefs in the past where you've had beefs where some of these songs would pop up on albums. Now I know back in the day, I think both Jay-Z and Nas, I think both of their songs did show up on albums. Now I'm not sure if Tupac's did, between Tupac and Biggie, or the shit that Tupac. Actually, I feel like Tupac was mostly beefing with Diddy, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wasn't crazy about Biggie, but I think Diddy was the one he like really did not like.
I think the best way we can think about this is, if.
But I don't know.
And by the way, I'm just an ignorant white guy, so, or ignorant half white guy. Let's put it this way. So what you're saying, Keanu, is if Biggie is like Superman. Tupac is like Batman, and Diddy was like the Lex Luthor instigating all of it.
Well, like if Lex was a sexual abuser, then yeah, sure. But I don't know. I don't want to get into the Biggie Pac stuff just because like there's still a lot of things I don't know 100% about that whole situation. But as far as like Kendrick and Drake, like. I mean, this kind of thing's been apparent for a while, but it only like really blew up because of the Drake song, which was on an album of his. Now, keep in mind that song was trying to like, essentially, it was trying to praise Kendrick alongside him and J. Cole. So he like he was trying to be nice about it, but Kendrick did not take it that way because deep down he feels like he doesn't really mean it. He's not really like honest about it, especially with the history.
Cosmic Clam just said Biggie, Eazy-E, and Tupac are the Chipmunks, and Diddy was Uncle Ian.
Oh my god, Alvin! Damn.
Someone needs to do a Photoshop of that.
You should do a Chipmunk song someday, or you should cover a Chipmunk song.
A Chipmunks cover.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just run your voice through a Chipmunk filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so I had no idea until you showed me that photo. See, that's the Keanu. You are sneakier than Sam Fisher and Solid Snake, because you'll hide shit that you get, and then I'll find out about it, like, oh shit, you got that. That's how I felt. Keanu now owns a Fender Jaguar and a Fender Precision bass.
And also a shout out to Alesis as well. I have an Alesis drum set. Kind of surprised it's taking me this long to get a drum set. I've never really had like my own drum set.
Was this at Guitar Center? Did you go to different music stores? Did you order them online?
I got it through Reverb.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
And before you ask, no, I did not know what Reverb was until like a month ago.
Oh my god, you dumbass!
I wasn't that familiar with Reverb because I know about all the other, well, obviously eBay, and there were some instruments on eBay that I was looking at. One thing I decided not to pull the trigger on because it was just a little out of my price range was a Fender hybrid. It was a P-bass hybrid, made in Japan. That's when it's a little pricier than
when
the Mexican
you say
instruments,
hybrid, is
the
that
hybrid 2? So what it is that it's a P-bass, but it has I think it has like jazz bass pickups or whatever. Like it has,
okay. So okay, hang on. So it has. Let me see. Did it look like this at all?
I'll double check.
Did it look something kind of like this?
Yeah, let me see.
Where it has the P-bass pickup, and then it.
Maybe.
Wait,
I'm
shit.
trying to think.
I gotta blow it up.
It has to be. I think it was like a hybrid 2.
No, because what you're describing to me sounds like it has the P-bass pickup here, but then it has a jazz bass pickup in the bridge right there. That's what it sounds like.
I believe it's a jazz pickup. I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, so this is what Duff McKagan had, like, made famous, pretty much.
Really? Because I knew he played a P-bass.
Well, he plays these where it's because a normal P-bass just has that one, the split pickup in the middle, which is the P-bass pickup, but the deluxe model adds a jazz bass pickup in the bridge.
Okay, so now that I'm looking at it, yes, actually, no, the one I'm looking at is actually a little different. It doesn't have, well, first of all, it doesn't even have that many knobs. It only has 2. It doesn't have
then yours is just a standard P-bass.
So mine is it's a standard. I should note that when I got it, it is a refurbished, pre-owned, but it's an officially like Fender approved pre-owned. So it's essentially like it's basically brand new.
It wasn't from a private seller.
Brand new
on Reverb.
That one was not from a private seller. That was from Fender themselves.
Oh, actually. I didn't know they had their own page on Reverb. Oh, okay, I see.
Oh yeah. Now,
as
far as the other instruments concerned,
is it made in Mexico or made in America?
Both that and the Fender Jaguar, which we'll get to here soon. Both of which were made in Mexico.
Okay.
But the one I found, the hybrid, that one was made in Japan. That one I was looking at, but it was just a little out of my price range. But it was very tempting, because I do like the jazz. I really, really do like the jazz. It is very versatile. But I do feel that I do feel like the P-bass has always kind of suited me just a bit more. At least for this, like the sounds that I like to produce. Like you probably have heard some of my bass lines from some older albums, at least from Station Hand, because I did play a lot of bass and guitar, like actual bass and guitar on Station Hand. So you can kind of get a good vibe of from a bass perspective what I like to go for sometimes. Later down. I don't always play with a pick. I do want to find the time to get back into the natural way of playing, but there definitely will be songs where I will need a pick just to get a certain sound out of it. But yeah, I love the P-bass. I love the P-bass. Oh, hold on. My mom's asking me how to watch the Steelers game. Oh yeah, so before we get to the Jaguar, to answer the Steelers question, I'm a fan because of my mom. My mom's a Steelers fan. She became a fan because when she was younger, she wanted to root for the other team because obviously at the time the Oilers were the team in Houston. But she didn't want to root for the Oilers. She wanted to root for the other team, and they just so happened to have been playing the Steelers. But I should note that my uncle, my mom's brother, my uncle is also a Steelers fan. So I think she also partially got that from him as well.
Okay. So it's pretty
much...
To
my defense, that's why I'm a Steelers fan.
Okay. That's pretty much the same way why I'm a Rockets fan, because I never cared about the Rockets, but then it really wasn't I didn't really start to follow the Rockets until like James Harden's final days with the Rockets. Like just as he was about to move to Brooklyn, I was watching the games with them in the bubble. Or no, sorry, 2021. So it was, well, like they didn't have crowds, but they were playing in the arenas again. It was like that. And after that, I just started, and then I got to watch the team get built over time. Like once they got Jalen Green, and then they got Jabari Smith Jr. and Cam Whitmore and everyone else. Then I felt like I was witnessing my hometown build a new roster, and I got to be there from the beginning. So seeing them now at the number 2 spot, or I don't know if they're number 3 now, number 3, number 2, like that, it's amazing to see that now.
I can double check.
Yeah, because I felt like I was just as happy as my dad was. Because my dad, that's the thing that sucks, is I never really got to ask my dad about this stuff before he died.
They're number 2.
Oh, okay, good,
Yeah,
good. I didn't know if how my dad became a Rockets fan, because he's from California, but all I know is, like, since I was a kid, he always hated Kobe, he always hated Shaq. He said, I'm tired of them winning all the goddamn time. I distinctly remember this. Like, I believe this was in Christmas of the year 2000 or 2001. And I remember like him stringing up, organizing the Christmas lights on the phone with someone. And he said, I'm tired of Kobe. I'm tired of Shaq. I'm tired of Rick Fox. I just want any other fucking team to win the championship this season. And it's funny because it was 2003, to be fair. And 2003, I think that was the Spurs, right?
03 was when the Spurs won. Yeah.
Who were they? Do you know what team? Oh yeah, they were playing the New Jersey Nets.
The Nets, yeah, because they went to the finals 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rockets are still they're still killing it. I mean, obviously they're 6 games behind Oklahoma City, but keep in mind Boston is 6.5 behind Cleveland. So,
like, who did you ever think the Cavs would be this good?
This good? No, I did not think they were going to be this good. Did I think they were going to be really good? Yeah, I think so.
Because there wasn't.
I think because it was just a matter of getting Mitchell accommodated with the rest of the roster and whatnot.
Because they didn't.
Now the Rockets, I do feel like the Rockets are kind of overperforming right now, but it also could just be a matter of the coach finally has a good sense of the roster and making that roster work.
Yeah,
that also could be it.
Yeah.
Also, for what it's worth, the Rockets are currently on a 3-game win streak, but they do not have the longest win streak in the West. That actually will go to the Sacramento Kings.
Oh,
no! They've won 6 in a row.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, they're in the play-in picture. They're in the play-in picture. I'm happy to say that the Lakers are currently in the main playoff picture, which is really nice. They're only a game behind Dallas.
Okay.
So, but they have lost 2 in a row.
So I told you why I'm a Rockets fan, because my dad is a Rockets fan. How did you be a Lakers fan?
Almost like the complete 180 of how your dad felt. Like, I liked Kobe and Shaq a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's just pretty much why. I just really liked Kobe and Shaq. I was like, oh, these guys are fun to watch. And then I just kind of stuck with them. Nothing really too crazy. But that being said, I do consider myself a Rockets fan as well, because, my dad took me to one of the Rockets playoff games back in '95.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I don't know if it was during the playoffs, although maybe because it was in May. But it could have been at just any point during that season, because, I mean, my ass was a baby at that time.
Right.
But yeah, it was during the 94-95 season. So, and I still have that sticker.
Wow.
Well, no, I don't have that sticker anymore, but I remember that sticker was on my closet growing up, and I was like, "Oh, dang, that's like the old logo and everything." I didn't grow up with that logo. I grew up with the very next logo, the one with the red basketball and everything. That was the one I grew up on, before the redesign, which is the current one. But that logo was like it still existed obviously because that was the logo from those two championship teams.
Yeah. Oh,
So
they
I guess,
have a variation of that logo now.
oh, they do.
Well, yeah, because they're
That's
City
good.
Edition. Like, remember last year I bought the one
Oh,
that's
you're
at
right. With the
H-Town?
jerseys, at
Yeah,
least,
they
right?
have one where it's like
Yeah.
the same exact font that they used on the Rockets logo. Like from that 94, 95 seasons, except instead of saying Rockets, the same exact font, it just says H-Town.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
is
I
different.
remember those ones. I do like those.
Yeah, which is different than the shirt that I have because it was like they made a completely new logo. But I thought that one was badass because I love the court design because in the middle of the court, instead of like just having the normal Rockets logo, it showed an astronaut doing a dunk. I thought that was so fucking cool.
Yeah, that one's pretty tight. I like that one a lot.
Okay, Keanu, I need you to translate what Cosmic Clam wrote in the chat room. As he said,
oh yeah, I was gonna respond to that. Because
I don't know what's going on at the NFL, so you can explain all that shit to me.
So basically, there were like 3 things that had to happen for the Cincinnati Bengals to make it to the playoffs because, frankly, they play like dog shit to start the season, and so they were playing catch up. But they did win like I think their last 5 games to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
So they were putting themselves in a prime position to potentially make it to the playoffs. But there was a lot that needed to happen in order for them to actually go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing was they themselves had to win, so to beat the Steelers, my team.
Mm-hmm.
That happened, and then the Jets had to beat the Dolphins. Now, that one almost seemed like a long shot because the Sex suck ass. But miraculously, well, to be fair, Tua was he's like the main Miami Dolphins quarterback. He did not play, and so I thought to myself, the Jets could actually win this game, and they did. But then one more thing had to happen, and that's the Broncos had to beat the Chiefs. Now, keep in mind, if the actual Chiefs, as in like the main starters and all the heavy hitters, if they had played that game, the Chiefs probably would have won because they literally only lost one other game that season. But here's the thing. They already had everything wrapped up. They had the number 1 seed. They had home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And so they're probably thinking to themselves, why are we going to risk our guys? Why are we going to risk injury? Let's give our guys a huge, big, long rest until it's time for us to play. So what they did was they rested their starters. And so this gave the Broncos a prime opportunity to win and beat that game in order for them to make it to the playoffs. Because if they lost, the Bengals would be in the playoffs. But all the Broncos had to do was win that game.
Oh.
Actually, I'm trying to think if they needed other things, but no, I think they did have to win the game or something. Actually, no, technically, they could have lost, but if the Bengals had lost, then they still would have been in, I believe. So, like I said, there's a lot of things, a lot of different little scenarios, but the problem is that the Chiefs, they sat their starters, and so the Broncos shut them out. So, no, okay, we're done here. Playoffs, here we go. And then the Bengals, well, they ain't going in. Hey, kudos to the Bengals, though. They had a valiant effort to end the season. They finally proved to be the team that they were capable of. Because they're not a bad team, but they played so bad to start the season. They have such a good offense, and they do have some good defensive players, but their defense was terrible that first half of the season or so. Okay. Although they did step up. They did step up after a while. Yeah. They did shut them out, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, right? So, no, the Chiefs had to win. I think the Chiefs. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, the Chiefs had to beat the Broncos.
Wait, so
if the Chiefs beat the Broncos, then the Broncos don't go in. Simple as that. So because the other things already happened. The Bengals won, Jets won, and then they needed the Chiefs to win. That's what I mean. They needed the Chiefs to win. Although deep down, the Chiefs probably don't want to deal with the Bengals in the playoffs because they're like one of the few teams that actually beat the the Chiefs in the playoffs. But I don't know. Who knows how they're feeling.
So the Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs?
Well, they were eliminated from playoff contention, so they were contending to get a spot, but they failed to do so.
So they're not
because of
going
this
to the
scenario.
playoffs.
Nope, no playoffs.
So
for
holy
you.
shit! So this is the first time that I don't have to hear people talk about the Chiefs. I'm saying this, and I don't mean
the Chiefs are in the
any.
playoffs. You do
What?
know the Chiefs are in the playoffs.
They are in the. See, I don't
yeah,
understand.
like I said, the
how
Chiefs already.
Huh?
They
I don't
already
understand.
settled everything.
So they. Then why were they talking?
Yes.
Why were you talking about them contention if they're already that? I don't.
Sorry, I meant
the
I meant
NFL
Bengals were in
makes no
contention.
fucking
Sorry.
sense to me.
Yeah, the Bengals were in contention, but the Chiefs, they had nothing to fight for. They already had everything sealed. The deal was sealed. Nothing else needed to be done on their behalf.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good. I just had to explain that real quick because I saw Cosmic's comment and I wanted to explain it to the best of my abilities, but I feel like I did okay. But yeah, I just got a standard P base, but it's nice. I really like it. Now as for the Jaguar, okay. So I'm before we even get to the Jaguar, because I know that's probably the one you're most curious about, because I know you don't really play bass. You're more of a guitar player, obviously.
Yep.
I kind of want to hear your thoughts on not just the Fender Jaguar, but also just offset Fenders in general, because I've been very fascinated by offset Fenders.
Yeah.
As I've been doing more and more research on it.
They were always looked at as the alternatives because the Stratocaster and the Telecaster were seen as like your standard, meat and potatoes guitar. The offsets like the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster, those were originally looked at as those are the real high-end instruments. Like they said, hey, motherfuckers, if the Strat and the Tele is a Toyota, then the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster, that's our Lexus. That's pretty much the way Fender marketed them originally. And it's funny because that Jazzmaster, it was called Jazzmaster. And yet, jazz players fucking hated it. But the thing is, you know how the Jazzmaster, because your Jaguar has this too. There's like a switch on the top, right?
It has the top one, yes.
Yeah, so the
rhythm
switch,
and lead, right?
Yes. So when pretty much you put it in the rhythm circuit, that bypasses the volume and tone controls, and you're only using like those scrolling wheels at the top, and that's a completely separate circuit just for the neck pickup all on its own, and that's where the real jazz sound comes from. Because I don't know if you've fucked around with it or not. Like, do you have... Okay.
I don't know if I've touched the Jazzmaster in a while.
Okay, Jazzmaster...
But the Jazzmaster would probably be my next guitar, because I really like the Jazzmaster.
Oh, you really... I'm curious if you would want the Kurt Cobain model, the Jag Stang, because Kurt loved the Jaguar and the Mustang, because Kurt always said...
I wanted to talk about the Mustang as well.
He said, I like the Mustang guitars because they're light, they're cheap, and they sound like shit.
I've seen the Jaguar signature, his.
You mean the Jag?
Nice.
Oh, his. Yeah. Because he had a Jaguar, that's the one he used in the "Smells Like Teen Spirit" video, and he also played that at the live at the Paramount and at the Reading Festival in '92. He just had I feel like when most people imagine Kurt Cobain, they imagine him with that Jaguar. But the thing is, the really important thing to know about the Jaguar, about Kurt's particular Jaguar, is he had two humbuckers in it. And the stock Jaguar has single coils. So they are not going to sound the same at all. That's the important thing to know. Because pretty much if you want to play and this is a very general oversimplification of it, but if you wanted to, it's funny, we start talking about the NFL, we go down to 11 viewers. I start talking about guitars, and now we're down to 9 viewers. But anyways, you start, so pretty much if you want to play rock music with distortion, you want to have humbuckers. But if you're doing what I'd imagine the stuff you like, since you told me a lot, you like bands like the 1975, so more of, excuse me, I've been hiccuping a lot. If you like a lot of that alternative, excuse me, I guess alternative pop, alternative rock, I mean, they would use the Jaguars. But for me, because I'm, rock and roll person, that's all I ever am. Not now. I do like learning pop music too, but I mean, you could use almost any electric guitar for that. But
yeah,
it just depends, because like the real huge difference in guitars, in my opinion, the pickups make a gigantic difference, and because if you're going from a single coil to a humbucker, that is what really makes an obvious difference to the sound. Now, there's different models, just like cars. Like, there's different makes and models of guitars, and then there's also different makes and models of pickups, too, that you can get. But generally, single coils, like the one that you just got in your Jaguar, those are pretty much... I don't know if you've gotten to plug it into an amp, or if you're using, like, an amp simulator.
So I haven't tested it yet. I did get a couple little things and accessories. Even one for the whammy bar too. I got the little little screw spring little things.
Yep, the whammy bar.
I got one of those. Yeah. I do have another photo that will give you a chance to kind of look into the I guess both the bass and the Jag, but mostly the Jaguar, to kind of get a better sense of which model it is, because this one is it is a Player Plus. Now, okay, I should note the new Player, or the newer Player Jaguars, they kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie, and the reason why is because they strip a lot of what makes a Jaguar a Jaguar.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. Yeah. Like, it's not traditional the way a Jaguar. So the one you got has all the traditional controls and switches and all of that.
It has pretty much like all the traditional
Got
ones.
it.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
It has those 3 switches on the
bottom,
the top right of the body. Now, are you familiar with what those switches do?
Yes. Okay.
They're kind of unique.
Pretty much the way it works is... Now, I could be completely wrong on this, but based off of my memory, you could use, I believe, the switch... Actually, let me pull it up, because I don't want to talk out of my ass here.
I don't blame you. I mean, this is still shit that I'm still kind of learning. Now, I know about the rhythm lead thing. Okay,
yeah. So pretty much when you're down on the top, like on the lead section, which is pretty much a normal guitar at that point.
Yeah.
What you're doing is, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste this, because Fender actually has a page on their website that actually shows an image of... They're showing an image of... wow, they actually used a photo of a Jaguar.
Oh, really?
A
like,
photo from...
Like a standard one?
Yeah, hang on. They actually have a graph with both of them, like the modern Jaguar that you said sucks and the classic Jaguar.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
And then there's another variation. So the other variation, of course, is the Cobain model. Although I guess some of the different signature Jaguars are all kind of unique. Another signature that I really like. This one is pretty cool, because it has the switches, which is probably much easier for some people to work with. The switch like above the knobs.
Yeah.
That one is pretty popular. That's a pretty popular option, and I believe you can find that in... I don't know if it's the Johnny Marr signature, But I think the Kurt Cobain signature has that. I'm not 100%
Okay,
sure.
so pretty much if you're looking down
The
at
Johnny
it,
Marr one is really good though.
um,
Four-way switch. It's a four-way switch.
yeah,
what it is.
that's the modern one. Yeah,
Yes.
the one that you hate.
No. Those ones are nice. I'm talking about the player series that has like none of that. It has like little to nothing to
All
offer.
right, I'm gonna take a look at that
unique.
right now.
Yeah, if you look at the newer ones.
Okay, hang on. I gotta turn on my screen capture so that the people at home can see what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you'll know exactly what I mean by those ones. The Kurt Cobain. That one has the
that has a three-way toggle switch on it. It's sort of like most Gibson guitars. Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, that one, it is nice though. I do like that one.
Yeah.
There's the Vibes. Okay, so the Vibes Jaguar.
That's more traditional. Oh,
yeah. Well,
I see. I'm seeing what you mean right here. The Player 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a
that
standard.
Sucks ass.
Well, you might say it sucks ass, but there's other people that don't like dealing with all those controls that prefer, because that's more like a traditional Stratocaster where it's like a 5-way blade switch. Yeah. That's more common.
Look, for the record, I'm not even trying to trash like Strats. If you want a Stratocaster or if you want to play something like a Stratocaster, guess what? Get a Stratocaster. Don't get a Jaguar. It's just probably not even. It's just not
I'm
meant
just
for you.
happy that you're actually talking about guitars finally after saying, "Oh yeah, I play guitar a little." I hope
so.
You get more lessons now finally, or fuck it, I'll be your goddamn guitar teacher.
Yeah, I think I may have access to like maybe a month free.
Oh, that Fender Play.
I think there's like
lessons?
a Fender book that has like at least for like a little bit. I know Drumeo. There's like a Drumeo Alesis thing that it came with as well. So, but so my Fender is definitely closer to that's the Squire one. Okay, so mine is probably closer to like a Ventera, the Ventera 2. That's the one that mine is like mostly closely resembling. Although obviously the face plate and
you've got is yours a rosewood fretboard?
It's a rosewood, I believe. It's a rosewood. Yeah. Yes.
Because the funny thing is, they didn't start doing the maple fingerboards on the Jaguars until much later on. Yeah, like the 70s.
Mine is a newer model. It's a it's like an 09, I think, was when the first ones were made. So not too far from when you first started off.
Yeah, yep.
But let's talk about this baby right here, because this sucker is over $2,500. This is the most expensive Jaguar that they sell, and that's the Johnny Marr model.
Oh,
so this has I think it's the 4-way switch, but it has it's okay, instead of the volume wheels, which let's be honest, the volume wheels are probably like really annoying for some people.
Yeah,
they have a switch instead for the volume. And it's right below.
I see it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they have the Is it a 4-way switch or is it a 3-way?
I think so. I'm not sure.
It's a 4-way. It's a 4-way. So it has the 4-way on top of the bright slide switches, which from what I've learned from people that have dealt with the wheels, and this is something I'm gonna have to deal with. So I know Kurt Cobain would just tape over it because he hated dealing with that shit. And I know most people, you will usually just turn it all the way up. They don't bother with anything. The moment you turn it all the way up, you just don't mess with it after that, right? So that's probably how I'm gonna do it. But what makes the Johnny Marr one really unique is that it has a bridge post / tremolo arm sleeve nylon inserts. Because Johnny Marr was really crazy about tremolo. He's a big tremolo guy, right?
Yeah.
It also has a custom neck profile. I'm pretty sure that's just something unique with what Johnny Marr likes.
It says based off of his 1965 Jaguar, like just trying to replicate the same neck from it.
Yeah. Which I've never seen his 65 Jaguar. I remember the guitars he played when he was on the Smiths, which some people keep thinking that he played a Jag when he was with the Smiths. He did not. It wasn't until
That was a Rickenbacker.
It was a Rickenbacker, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this, because this is very interesting. The bare knuckle pickups.
Bare Knuckle.
I kind of want to hear your thoughts on
Bare
that.
Knuckle is a very famous. They're a popular brand of pickups. They are made in England. They are very fucking expensive, but I've seen nothing but rave reviews about them.
So that's why it's priced the way it is.
Well,
Okay.
no, I wouldn't necessarily say that's the only reason, but it's definitely one of the reasons. See, it's funny. It's like you're going to educate me about the NFL, and I'll educate you about guitars.
That's fine. Well, I noticed that this has the rosewood. This has the rosewood fingerboard, which is nice. I like
and
rosewood.
what else? Oh, what color is this? Metallic.
I love.
What the fuck is that?
I love the model or the color, the Olympic white.
It's metallic.
That is such a nice.
Oh, Olympic white. Yeah, that's like when you think of like just a standard. It's not 100% like Casper white, but just like there's a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really really nice.
And then you got this metallic Kevin Owens color.
I'm pretty happy with the one that I chose. But if there's one thing I really wanted to go over, it was actually we'll go over it after this. But the Jazzmaster, right? So
look who has.
It'll probably be a while before I find the right Jazzmaster.
Okay, well,
really good
look
choices.
at this one. Troy Van Leeuwen from Queens of the Stone Age has his own Jazzmaster.
Who is?
Troy Van Leeuwen, the guitar player from Queens of the Stone Age.
I see him. I see it.
Oh, that's a cool color, Oxblood.
That one looks fine. And notice it doesn't have the switches that the Venteras.
No, it does not. Actually,
that would probably be the.
Well, this is a Jazzmaster. You have to remember, Jazz.
No, but the Ventera 2 though, that has the switches though. It has those switches on the left, and then of course it has the that switch on the right. Like I would still prefer to have those, but I don't know. That's just me. But I'm pretty sure the Jazz works fine.
That's the thing is the Jazzmaster. The controls are a lot simpler, so they'll have the rhythm circuit, but instead of like 3 like on-off switches with that mid-range switch, that's just more like a traditional like 3-way toggle to go from like the neck or the that's the big difference. Is the Jaguar is a more complex switching. Jazzmaster is for if you still like the rhythm circuit, but you want simpler controls on the lead circuit.
Oh, okay. Actually, hold on. I'm trying to find.
I mean, I've got it up on the stream right here. Like we can look at them.
The 60th anniversary classic. Okay, you know what? Maybe that's the one I should go for. The 60th anniversary. So this particular model, Kevin Shields is a fan of. He is a fan of this one.
Yes.
This one. Yeah, this one. Okay, that's not the one. I don't know what they're showing me here. Oh, here it is. The 60th anniversary model. It's pretty pricey, obviously, compared to others. This does have the switches. This one does have the switches. And of course it has like the more simple switch on the right hand side. That's probably the kind I would go for a Jazzmaster.
Okay.
Mostly because it is one that is Kevin Shields approved, and I'm a big fan of his guitar work.
Are you talking about this one right here, the 60th anniversary 58 Jazzmaster?
Yes, that one. That's the one. Yeah. Although I would not get that color. I actually, if I do get a Jazz, I want it to be very colorful. I want it to pop, very bright. I want it to be something that's very bright.
Then you want to have the J Mascis model.
That's right. J Mascis does have his. Yes.
Actually, I think that might be Squire. I don't know if they still make his. Wait, let me take a look. Oh fuck! Don't go to all that. We're gonna be here for.
It is
years.
A Squire, actually. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So hey, that's much cheaper. And by the way, the Squires today are like night and day compared to the Squires in 2007. Like, oh, what the fuck is this website? Squire Guitars.
Apparently, he actually had a very limited purple sparkle Fender model that was made in Japan.
Uh-huh.
And that shit is hella expensive. But if you want to keep it simple, then yes, get the Squire, because the Squire is the main line that he has.
Okay, I'm a bit
and
confused.
It's actually pretty cheap.
Squire.
I was not expecting it. I was not.
How much are
it
those?
To be that cheap. They're like, I think 500, like 400, 500 or something.
Oh, J Mask.
Yeah, they're 500.
Yeah,
they're like 500.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was gonna be way more, but it is a Squire.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. So he does have a purple one, but they only have one. Well, they call it vintage white.
I mean, the white, honestly, it looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool.
I
do like the way it looks.
Yeah, I like especially seeing that with the gold pick guard. It's a nice contrast.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
The one
this
thing,
one's not too far from the 60th anniversary one that Kevin Shields uses. So this is actually not too far.
You want to know what I would fucking get because I'm a simpleton. If I were to get a Jazzmaster, I don't know if you can see the stream at all, but they make a Jazzmaster with 2 humbuckers.
Oh.
And look at that. And I love the metallic sunburst. It's very rare to see like an actual metallic sunburst finish, because normally you make a sunburst and it's just like a traditional sometimes like it's see-through, but here they do it, they make a metallic sunburst, so you can really see like the sparkle, like so you can see it sparkling in the light, which is very cool.
Yeah. I hear that they're yeah, I don't know. There's a huge debate about the J Mascis one. I mean, for the price, it's definitely really good, but people are debating how it stacks up against the the ones that we had mentioned.
Right.
Plus, they are rarely. I think these ones are made in China, right?
Right. But if you want to talk about, but there is a metal guy that does play a Fender Jazzmaster.
Oh, you're talking about Jim Root, right?
Yep. Have you seen his?
I've seen his. I don't think it's for me, but I think it's really cool. I've always liked the sound.
It's very minimalist looking. Like he said, fuck all of that shit. Give me just 2 humbuckers and 1 fucking volume knob, Van Halen. No tone knobs, no extra switches. Just give me, all I need is that.
I was looking at the humbuckers. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that he
uses EMG humbuckers. And have you ever heard of the brand EMG before?
I feel like I have, but I'm not too familiar.
EMG is, I would say, those are like probably the big 3 when it comes to pickup brands. There's Seymour Duncan, which is their number 1 as far as popularity. Number 2 is, I don't even know if EMG or DiMarzio would be. Pretty much it's Seymour Duncan, DiMarzio, EMG. And EMG is, they're the ones who created, I don't know if they created, but absolutely made it popular. Those
this
pickups
dude has a Tele as well.
Well, that was his first signature model. He had first a Telecaster, then a Stratocaster, then a Jazzmaster, and now he has his own Charvel signature, which is still pretty much Fender. But
I should know, since we're on the topic of Teles, I'm not going to get into Teles too deep.
Right.
I do like Teles. I love the sound of Teles.
So
I tried playing one though. They're kind of tricky. They're kind of tricky to play.
I know what you mean, because the Telecaster was the very first solid body electric guitar ever invented. It's very old school. It's very unforgiving. It's all just like, not smooth corners. Not like a Stratocaster was designed, like Leo Fender made that.
Hello, chat. Hello, Poppy.
As the response. Yeah. Leo
and Krillius, Careless Hard Rocker. I wanted to get the chat a little bit involved, because we're starting to see some people talking about some guitars.
Yeah, I did not see the new Ibanez lineup yet, but I am absolutely.
You like Ibanez, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, remember, Keanu,
like
the
Ibanez.
holy Ibanez Trinity, as I like to call them, is Whoops. Hang on. I need to take me and then minimize. There we go.
Well, it looks like the Texans are doing pretty well, so that's nice.
Oh, are they playing right now?
Yep, they're in the playoffs. They
Oh,
won the
so
division.
with the playoffs, is it just it's only one game and whoever wins moves on, loser gets eliminated? Is that how it is?
Correct. Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically like
It's like the Olympics.
You lose, you're out. Correct.
Okay, Olympic basketball, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, also, yeah, I like it seems like you're a fan of Jim Root. That's really cool. I like Jim Root as well. Let's see. Okay. So Careless also said any Fender Strat with a maple fingerboard is a pleasure in my book.
Yeah, I mean that was
Do you prefer maple over rosewood?
I don't know. I mean, I like maple fingerboards, but
yeah.
I mean rosewood is these days seems to be a lot more common because now when you see maple, it's like, oh shit, you got a maple fingerboard. They're a lot less common now. But I would say, you know, if I could only pick one, I'm picking rosewood. But I like the maple fretboards because it's a very classic. It's more I mean I would say old school, but I mean they've been making rosewood fingerboards just as long as they've been making maple. What are you laughing at?
Speaking of maple,
uh-huh.
Let's talk about this, and I think I'll pretty much all guitared out. I don't know where else to go from here, but I want to talk about this. I really want to talk about it so badly because I really want your thoughts on it. All right?
Wait, what?
I hear it's pretty sick.
Hang on, what now?
It's a Fender, okay? I want to talk about the Jack White signature.
Oh, the Telecaster. Yeah.
No, it's not just any Telecaster.
It's very different.
Triple-caster.
Yeah, because the thing I like about Jack White's Telecaster is he actually did something to really make it very different because he has not just three pickups, three different types of pickups, which, you know, I feel like is really cool. Because I saw that video where he was explaining it, but it's goddamn, I don't know why I'm hiccuping so much. All I did was eat spaghetti at like 3 p.m.
Dude, this fucking guitar, how much time do you think they spent putting this motherfucker together?
Well, I'm sure that
I mean, it's very limited stock too.
Yeah, I'm sure that the R&D was very different. I'm sure that the development time that I could imagine they must have gone through lots of different prototypes for it. But it's funny because it's not. I don't even see it listed, or maybe if I just.
Oh no, it's on there. It's just very limited stock, but you could definitely buy it for the low price.
Sort by
$3,500.
I love how I put it under sort by price, high to low, and it's the first one at the very top. Yeah, but look at that. But John Five's, I will say, John Five's current one with the white and the red with the mirror pick art. It's very cool. That's the one.
That one looks really good.
That's the one that he started using once he joined Motley Crue. But yeah, I love that because he's got.
Damn, it's sold out too.
He's got the white one, he's got what's called the wide range humbucker in the neck, and that is what was originally used as the first humbuckers that Fender ever made, because Gibson invented the humbucker. And then Fender came out with this design called the wide range for the neck pickup that they're using. The middle pickup is a P90, which is the P90.
I've heard about the P90.
It predates the single coil and the humbucker. Like that was the original guitar pickup, or one of the very first ones. And then in the bridge, I don't know what that is. That looks like something brand new.
Don't you just love it when you learn a new thing about a guitar? It's like, I've never seen that before.
Oh, no, it's just a custom Jack White humbucker. But I was really shocked when I found out that he started to play Fender guitars now, because when I think of Jack White, I always associate him with playing, like those videos I've seen of him with the white stripes. He always played like either a Gretsch guitar or he played, I don't know, like National, or like one of those like Sears catalog guitars from the 60s. That's what, like garage rock. That's what I always think of. So I was very shocked to see this coming from him, but it's cool.
Yeah.
New stuff. And he's got a Bigsby.
It's pretty nice. I
a
like
Bigsby
it. I like it
tremolo, which is very different from the tremolo that you'll see on like a Stratocaster, because the Bigsby is meant, it's not meant to be doing crazy whammy stuff. It's meant more like just adding like a light vibrato to like some chords and some notes in there.
Yeah, I like it. It's a beauty. It's a beauty.
Yeah,
to look at. And I've always liked his sound.
Curlius, I remember that. John 5 used to have one with 3 humbuckers. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Now, Keanu, I know I've told you about them, but I really need you to see them. All right, so I don't know if you're able to look at the stream or not. But
yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay, so PRS made by Paul Reed Smith. And the best way I could describe Paul Reed Smith to you is this was when he started the company in 1985. And that's the cool thing with PRS is they are one of those companies where the owner is actually still fucking alive. Because, you know, Gibson started in the 1800s. Orville Gibson's long dead. Leo Fender, he died, I think, I don't know when he died. I think maybe it was in the 90s or something. But like Mr. Ibanez, he's been dead for 100 years. But Paul Reed Smith is still here. And I love how he's actively a part of the YouTube videos. Like he's in there. It's so cool to see the owner of the actual company talking about all of their guitars and their different, because they make amps too, and all their amps. I think that's just cool to see a company as big as PRS. They actually have the owner himself is a big part of saying, this is why my shit's cool.
And you've been a fan of, how long have you been familiar with PRS?
Pretty much, Santana is the main person that I think of when I think of PRS, but these days, so many people play them now. A lot of people really like to think of them as like, if you took, it's like Gibson and Fender had a baby. I
like that purple one.
That's how PRS is made. Curlius. I know Mike Matthews. I've seen videos of him. He's a cool guy. Mike Matthews from Electro Harmonics. He's amazing. He's got stories for days. I'm going to assume that that you're a big Tele guy. It sounds like you're a big fan of the Telecaster. I like it. I prefer the Strat way more.
My bad. Careless.
Careless. Yeah, Careless. Sorry. Yeah, you're talking about Tim. Yeah. Because he's got.
So
because he talks about Teles a lot.
Now, what about you, Mr. Gaming Guitarist?
I mean, I'm more of a Strat person, or I think it's because the Strat, like even when you look at the custom 24 here that PRS makes, like so many, but like lots of people say the Strat is the #1 most copied body shape ever. And most electric guitars, if you ask someone, draw an electric guitar, 9 times out of 10, they will draw an image of what will most likely resemble a Strat. And
yes,
yeah, but anyway, like this is like the main thing with PRS, but the thing that really like their main trademark, or you can tell, okay, that's a PRS, is I love how clever they are. Like they don't have dots like most standard guitars, or they don't have like the trapezoids or block inlays that Gibson does. They set themselves up by saying, we're gonna bring our own shit. We're gonna put birds on the
birds.
Yeah. And now the cool thing is there's this other model they make which is called the McCarty. And do you know who Mr. McCarty is, Keanu?
I'm not too familiar with the McCarty, no.
So it's named after Ted McCarty, who was the CEO or the president, I forget which one, of Gibson, like during their golden years. So he was the one that was he was the main boss at Gibson when they came out with the Les Paul, the SG, And he said, "You're batshit crazy, Ted. What the fuck are you doing? No one's gonna buy those." When they came out with the Flying V and the Explorer.
Oh damn, the
So he
stream
was
keeps, yeah.
he's like the Michael Jordan of designs. Like, he was there for all of it. But in the 90s, before he died, he actually worked. Now, I don't know if Ted McCarty himself actually designed these, or if they're just named after him, because Paul Reed Smith was a big fan of him, and I heard stories that Ted McCarty actually had an office at the PRS factory. But these are as close to a Gibson Les Paul as you can get from PRS without being sued by Gibson, if you can see it.
I was just gonna say it does kind of remind me of a Gibson, but
And
I honestly I
yeah.
can see myself maybe playing that over a Gibson. But if I'm gonna play something that's close to what a Gibson would be, I'd probably play like a
PRS.
like a Gretsch. I like Gretches actually.
Oh, you like the Gretches? Yeah. I mean, Gretsch is also
Gretches are
owned by
pretty cool.
Fender.
Oh, well, there we go.
And Jackson
I guess
Jackson and Charvel and EVH, all owned by Fender.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a Fender guy then, huh?
I mean, for when it comes to me and Fender, as far as the companies they own, I love Jackson and Charvel. They will always be my number one favorite company.
Yeah, Charvel for sure. And then I remember you talking about your love of Jackson as well.
Yeah, because Jackson and Charvel are they were the same company when they started. Pretty much, Jackson started all because of Randy Rhoads. Because Randy Rhoads came out with his Flying V design where one side is longer than the other.
Oh.
And they said, that is way too different. I can't put the Charvel in. So Grover Jackson, who was the owner of Charvel Guitars, he just took a Sharpie and said, "You know what, fuck it, I'm just going to sign my last name on here." And then that was the first ever Jackson guitar.
Damn.
And that's how a completely different line was born. But they have similarities.
Okay, so chat's saying the RD is their favorite Gibson shape. It's a very unique shape.
Yeah,
very
that's
unique.
I mean, Chris Novoselic played Gibson RD bass. And I think Gene Simmons might have too. Like, it's very distinct.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, when it comes to Gibson, I mean, I'm a sucker for the SG, very classic, but I like the SG shape a lot.
Yeah.
That's always been one of my favorites. If I had to play a Gibson, I think the SG would probably be the one.
Now, now Keanu, you know what's funny? Did you know Paul Reed Smith has his own signature guitar with PRS? Which is so funny to think of because he's the fucking owner of the company. But this is his favorite. It's called, the name of the guitar is literally called Paul's Guitar.
Oh.
But the thing that I like...
the frets? You like the frets, huh?
Oh, yeah. So the birds here are made out of abalone. And it's like a turquoise color, and this one has no whammy bar, so it's just... But the thing that really sets it apart, if they will show it, is... No, okay. No. Really? They're not going to show any fucking photos of it? Oh, that sucks.
Maybe
here we go. Here we go. So in this one, you see you have kind of like your Jaguar, there's two little extra switches down here. You see that?
Yeah.
Those turn the humbuckers into single coils.
Okay. So
PRS was, I doubt they were the first, but they were definitely the big ones, first ones to do that, where on a lot of their guitars, they will have what's called a coil tap. So they'll have humbuckers in it, but on the tone knob, you can pull it out and it turns them in, like, it's not like a true single coil, of course, but it's like you can it's called a coil tap, and you can get a humbucker to sound close to a single coil. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's a nice bit of a variety.
Yep. To
the sound.
Oh, yeah. And cool. I actually got to play this one. I got to play the Paul's Guitar. It's a funny name.
So you did play Paul's Guitar?
Yeah. It's now this particular one here is $1,000. And this is from the SE series, which is their import
I mean,
line.
for a signature, I mean, that's not a bad price. For a
Well,
signature.
well, the USA version is about $5,000. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, then you've got Mark Tremonti, who is quickly becoming one of my absolute favorite guitar players. The thing that sets his guitar apart is
cool.
he does a single cut, so pretty much PRS, they call this model a single cut. So it's like, which means we legally can't call it a Les Paul. That's why they call it the single cut.
Oh, okay.
Because
I like I like the color. The colorway.
Yeah, they call it charcoal.
Colorway's cool. It's and then you got the little whammy. The whammy looks a little smaller than your typical whammy would. At least the ones you would find on Fenders.
I think it's because a Les Paul shape is generally bigger, so that's why. And it's also because it's very uncommon. You don't typically see whammy bars on a single cut shape, typically.
No. And then let's talk about the four knobs. Four.
Okay, I can tell you.
Knobs.
It's exactly like a Les Paul. So you have 2 volume knobs and 2 tone knobs, so you get independent. So the independent control volume and tones for each pickup. So the cool thing with this, Keanu, is if you put it in the middle, you can dial in how much of each pickup you want to hear. So you can like do different blends and turn the tone knobs down a little bit, get different combinations. That's the real advantage of having like separate volume and tone controls.
Oh, okay.
And then if you can see the difference, this is the USA model, which this is when you get all the different fucking colors. Like,
it's very.
Oh my god, that is nice. Fire smoke burst. I love that.
Dude, even the black one looks really nice.
Yeah.
But the smoke burst.
Ooh.
The way the red and the black meshes.
That Carol blue, that looks like the fucking ocean right there. And then you got
play trashy, export 60s surfy Japanese guitar. That's the spirit right there.
Yeah, that is what Jack White used to play before Fender backed up $1 million into his driveway.
Void was asking favorite band.
You go first.
Yeah, because I don't know how often you talk about your favorite bands.
Oh, all the fucking time. That's a big question I get.
So, also, I like the name Void. One, because there's a content creator named Void that I'm a huge fan of. He's also a Smash pro. He doesn't really do a lot of competitive Smash anymore, but he's a really talented gamer, like individual. But also because the first ever song ever put out was called Void. So, shouts out the Void. I like that. To answer your question, if I had to pick one overall, now for the record, the most influential band that I grew up listening to, well, I don't know if I want to say influential, but I mean, they're the band that like obviously really appreciate the love of music, very, very, very early on. We're talking like 03 or something like that, right? Like a long time ago. Because keep in mind, I did grow up listening to a lot of, the grunge alternative bands from the 90s. So yes, I listened to a lot of Nirvana growing up, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Smashing Pumpkins. Those bands were like in heavy, heavy rotation. And of course you have bands like Metallica and Megadeth as well. These were all bands from most of my dad's side, but my mom listened to them as well. But as I grew into my own person, obviously in 03 is when I really came to appreciate the Beatles. And who hasn't been inspired by them to some degree or another. So yes, I do love the Beatles. That being said, if there's one band that had truly changed the trajectory of my love for music and the kind of music I love and the music that I make,
let me guess, is it Radiohead?
It's Radiohead.
Yeah, because they're the band that you kept telling me about a lot. Yeah,
that's the band right there. That's my favorite. And I understand they have a reputation, or at least the fan base has a reputation, and yes, we're all virgins. But
wait, that's
Radiohead is that's one of them. That's one of them. It honestly cracks me up. Don't get me wrong. This shit cracks me up.
Wait, wasn't South Park the one that started all of that?
No. Their whole thing was like, oh, we're gonna help the kid who is apparently like, I guess, has cancer in the arse.
All I
as
remember
as they
was
would say.
Cartman made a soup with his pubic hair in it.
It wasn't just the pubic hair. Oh wait, no, that was the first one he made, and then the other one was the remains of Scott Tehrman's parents.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
the other one. But yes, the first one was the pubes. Yeah, that episode is still one of my all-time favorites, and one of the reasons for that is the Radiohead cameo, which was great. And not a lot of musicians go on South Park, but the only other ones I can think of are Korn and Robert Smith of The Cure. So you don't really get a lot of music cameos, but
Yeah.
you do get some good ones. But no, Radiohead is my favorite. And before you
Yeah.
ask, no, my favorite song is not Creep, even though I do like Creep. So I have a weird relationship with Creep, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Creep was the first song I ever heard from them. Who hasn't heard Creed? Creep is like their first song from them, because Creep is obviously very huge.
Uh-huh.
And then there came a time where I got very pretentious, and I started to kind of stray away from Creep in a way. Even though I still like the song, it was sometime after Rock Band where I was just like, I was getting tired of that song.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've kind of come back around to it, where sure, it's still not my favorite of theirs, but I really appreciate the hell out of that song.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also captured a whole new audience now as well. But also, there's just so many different renditions of it that are, more often than so, I do like of Creep,
Right.
And so I've come to at least respect it for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And sometimes you got to get off your high horse when it comes to that kind of shit, right? You just got to. That's just how it is sometimes. You just got to get off your high horse and just appreciate those kind of songs. And look, yes, it can be annoying when it's like the only song that anyone ever knows from a band.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a gateway to eventually hear the rest of their stuff, then maybe it's worth it, right? Maybe it's worth it in the long run. So, yeah. The whole Creep thing aside, I really love Radiohead. That's my favorite band, and it's so funny because I don't even really like that first album. There are some good songs on it. Don't get me wrong; it's not a terrible album, but my God, it pales in comparison to the rest of their discography. But Creep is definitely one of the best songs on that album. Cathedral. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Cathedral. Now, obviously, Quiet Riot, I'm very familiar with. It says that the first time you heard them was when you were taking a trip with a cover band that you supported, and the guitar player gave me medicine. Okay. Well, I imagine it's confusing if you're going. Literally, that's a huge case of whiplash. You go from. Let's not even bring Metallica into the equation. Let's bring Children of Bodom. You go from Children of Bodom to Radiohead. I mean, that's a pretty big jump.
That's kind of like how I will freak out my Uber passengers because I'll have all my liked songs on Spotify on shuffle, and it will go from Led Zeppelin and the Beatles to Van Halen and Guns N' Roses, and then it will play Taylor Swift, Phoebe Bridgers, and Maggie Rogers.
Oh my god. That's quite the jump right there.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And then it'll go to Rolling Stones and then Run DMC. Eels on Wheels, welcome. Yeah, and Corellius says his favorite band is Cathedral, but I love Quiet Riot. Yeah, Kevin Dubrow is a great singer. Yeah, Eels on Wheels, welcome. Me and Keanu were just talking a lot about guitars, and he tried to talk to me about the NFL, and I didn't know jack shit, and Keanu knows only a little bit of shit about guitars, so I've been trying to teach him more and more. But, Keanu, I do want to tell you this, though. You should start recording music on your PC, because I know you say you want to get a MacBook to do all that stuff, but you've already got everything you need with that desktop computer you've already got.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna call right now.
Oh, okay.
Let me mute.
All right. Yeah, so Keanu's on a call right now. But pretty much, yeah, Eels on Wheels. We've just been talking a lot about Fender guitars. Keanu just got, I think, his second guitar ever which was a Fender Jaguar, and he wanted to know more about the history and the controls and other Fender models. So I was like going through the Fender website, telling him about all that stuff, and then I got to tell him more about PRS. And you know what? I've actually never. There's another brand that I really love when it comes to guitars. If I go here, Ernie. All right. Huh. That's not as much as I thought it was going to be. Do they only make it in one finish? The silhouette. I guess they don't. It's only like this kind of. I don't know what the hell you would call that. Like a gray burst type of color. Like a gray silver type of thing. Yeah, but I love Ernie Ball Music Man guitars. They are very expensive. Because the other one that they made that was pretty cool is, yeah, like they have one called the Cutlass. Is very cool. It's more like a Strat, but I really love that dark rainbow finish. That's very cool. Yeah, that's 3,000 fucking bucks. Then they have a Stingray. Yeah, that's like 2 humbuckers. But kind of looks a little bit like a Mustang here. Okay, come on. Someone working at Music Man has to be a fan. Look at this. You've got one color called Mystique. The other color is called Nightcrawler. Come on. Like, that can't be a coincidence. Someone is an X-Men fan, and that is awesome. At Music Man. I love that dark rainbow finish where it will, like, change colors in the light. Then they have the Saber, which those are also very nice. Oh my goodness, $3,600. We got Purple Lotus. Oh, that's nice. Blurple. Backdraft. Afterburn. I love these creative names. I love how you can't purchase them online. You only have to, like, if I go over here. Oh my god. Yeah, so you need to have 6 payments of $238 plus. Yeah. That's credit card territory right there. One of these days, my credit is going to improve, and I could actually get one of these. But I never really... But the one thing I didn't like, though, is... on... I don't know how the heel is, like, if it's easy or not to reach the higher frets on these. Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like shaved off there a little bit. Oh, yeah, Cody, I do like Marty Friedman is one of my absolute favorites, for sure. A Wolverine colored guitar in blue and yellow, yeah, that would be really cool. Oh, they do make a silhouette copy, I see. Bogdan, what guitar would I get with infinite money? That's very easy. I would want to... Now, if we're talking about purely infinite money, I would... One of my favorite brands is Kiesel guitars. Because they are completely custom built to order. Because with them, the thing that's cool is like they make many headless models and... Because I like the neck through guitars. And I would try to get the same, like not this, like I wouldn't want like the splatter finish. I used to have one of these. Custom built for me. My mom got it for me when I was 17. And it was $1,100. Now, thanks a lot to the economy, they start at $23.99. But still, when you compare it to the PRS guitars and those Music Man guitars, that's still not that bad. But I would build my own. So if we wanted to build my own, let's see how it would look. All right, so this is what I would do if I had infinite money. And I like how you can pick them out over here. And you can still, yeah, so I would definitely want to get Swamp Ash. But actually, no, I would want like a shiny 80s paint job. So, but Swamp Ash is a lighter wood, so I would go with that. And then here, we're going straight to the metallic colors. Oh, they don't make it anymore. Okay, like they used to have a metallic green color that I loved a lot. Wait, raw tone. Wait, top coat. No, yeah, top coat. Yeah, we need make it clear gloss. And then, oh, okay, they might have it still in here. Yeah, they have acid green, which was always one of my favorite colors. I don't know if because the color that they used to have was called radiation green, so I don't know if it's still the same thing. They have a green to purple color shift, which is very cool. And oh, what's this? Oh, Lambo blue metallic. Oh, 80s pink oh, well, I mean, I love the 80s, so we could go with that. Grape jelly. Oh shit, that looks really cool too. Magma orange. Yeah, I'm sure like these you would have to pretty much look at these under the light in order to really see it, but fuck it. Let's just go 80s pink purple pearl. Man, that's a real tongue twister to say 80s pink purple pearl. Well, Keanu is taking a phone call right now, so I'll just take the name tag down. Oh, they do make sparkle colors. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I want. Like very obnoxious, and I love how it's $650 extra. Yeah, give me that emerald green sparkle. Okay, and then the logo. Yeah. Oh man, this is bringing back so many memories. I used to have one of these and I loved them so much. It still killed me having to maple with 2 stripes. Yep. Neck profile. Thinner neck. Because they said if you had infinite money... What is the treated fingerboard? Nah, I'd rather just baked maple. Yeah. Radius, yeah, I like the 14. Oh, they do compound? All right, fuck yeah. Why not? Inlay shape. I always liked having diamonds. That's what mine used to have. And then, we want stainless steel frets on that. Yes, I want the tongue oil neck. Electronics. Pickups. Yes, 2 humbuckers. Pickup model. I don't know what that is. Okay. Thorium. Illusionist. The Kiesel M12. Beryllium. Holdsworth. You have the A5 with ceramic boosters. Yeah, see, that's what I like, is that you can, when you go to the Kiesel, when you order a guitar from them, you get to add all the you customize it the way you want it, and then they build it for you. Yeah, Bogdan saying if I had infinite money and I could get whatever the hell I wanted. Okay, the M12, the thorium. Oh, that's 18. That's too hot. Ceramic, 15. 13. Yeah, I definitely am at the point in my life where I don't necessarily like... I would want medium output instead of, like, very hot output pickups, so... Yeah, let's just... let's go with the beryllium. Alright. Then on the neck, go with the beryllium. Oh, it's the Empyrean. What the hell is that? Ceramic? Empyrean? Is that... Because I love how Kiesel, they also make their own pickups as well. Yeah. All right. Pickup color. Bobbin colors. Painted bobbins. Yeah, that... Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. Wooden... Oh, fuck that. You can just have some covers. Yeah, it doesn't really match up too well, but I'm sure it would still look cool. Hardware options. Bridge. Yeah, I just like a Tune-o-matic bridge. Yes, chrome hardware. Knobs. Yeah. You can just go with the chrome. Nut. Yeah, let's... Strings. Yeah, 10 to 46. Nah. Tuner buttons. Nah. Save build. Jaren's Dream. Oh, okay. Fuck it. 220. Yeah, you customize it. Yeah. Yeah, Kiesel, they used to be called Carvin, but yeah, I would love. Man, I want to see some photos of them. Like, do they have anything in stock here? Model. Do they have any V220s? Shit, they don't. Okay. But yeah, this is the stuff that they make today. Yeah, I like that. Is that, what color is that? Kiesel Racing Green. I see. Yeah. They have the Aries. $16.99. That's very cool. You see, this is how much I love guitars. Like, you're seeing me, like, turn into a straight-up zombie just getting lost in them. Just looking at them, browsing the website. Because this is what I used to do when I was a kid. Like, just, even before I got my first guitar, I would go through, when Kiesel used to be called Carvin, I would go through the entire stuff. Yeah, Corellius, I wonder if that could be an option, but I'm sure they won't let you order it without pickups. But they also have like a model to compete with the, excuse me, model to compete with PRS. They have what they call the Carve Top 6, the CT6. This is like the first time I ever heard of Carvin, was looking at Guitar World magazine, and they had these. Like, this is a direct competition with PRS. But still, you know, for a made in America guitar today, 2,800 compared to like when we looked at the Music Man guitars or the PRS guitars, like that's not bad at all. Like, and it's still customizable. You get this cool stuff on it. Man, I love that finish though. What was that? That's just a flame maple top, right? What was the name of the finish? Oh, Solana Stain. Oh, that's very nice. Solana Stain with translucent black burst edges. Very nice. I wonder what wood they used for the neck here. Because pretty much these are, when you see them have, when you see Kiesel coming up with guitars in stock, what this is this is probably someone who never like completed payment for their order, so they just put them up for sale, or someone just wasn't happy with one and they returned it. But yeah, this is, oh, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, of course it got sold. What the hell is that? Oh, it was a custom ordered finish. Yeah, they have different splatters, kind of like Van Halen stripes, but yeah. And Jason Becker, like he had his, because he used to play, you know, before he ended up getting ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. He had his own. He would play Carvin guitars before. But I will say, Kiesel has been the company that is really like pushing towards the whole. They've been pushing towards the when it comes to fuck. I'm forgetting what I'm saying. The headless designs. But now they have a lot of stuff. Like they have so many models. I wouldn't know where to look for. What is this? Oh wait, do they make P90 pickups now? Uh Kiesel, lithium. Oh, Seymour Duncan Antiquity. Huh. Yeah, the Vanquish is a cool design. It's like an offset type of shape. Yeah. Yeah, because most of their guitars that they have in stock, they are not returnable.
Sorry for the delay.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just looking at Kiesel guitars and just...
Yeah. I'm gonna head out here soon so I can feed my cat dinner,
Yeah.
maybe have myself a little dinner. I'm getting ready to watch the Steelers game, which I do have off to the side, but I have that. Plus, I'm probably gonna play some Marvel Rivals soon. I don't think I'm gonna stream, but I do hope to find the time to stream at some point in the near future. I don't know when exactly, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to finally play the new season. I'm really excited. They added Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
And in case you're wondering, yes, they are gonna add Human Torch in the Thing, but not till like the second half of the season.
I see. So Marvel
So you're gonna get
Rivals,
the whole Fantastic Four.
what is it? Is it just like, is that third person?
It's third person, yeah.
I see.
It's like Overwatch, but third person Marvel.
I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, because Corellius said, I remember being excited to explore court guitars. They had the Gene Simmons Axeface. I remember that. Yeah. And they had one with Matthias Jobs from Scorpions. Yep, I remember seeing that. He had a Greg Bennett Avion too. I see.
Well, before I dip here, I wanted to actually shout out Music Man, because I know you were looking at the Ernie Ball Music Mans.
Yeah.
Fairly recently.
They're very expensive.
I like you know me, I like the St. Vincent signature.
Yep.
It's a very unique.
The thing I like about the St. Vincent guitar is, like, what if we took those cheap 60s garage rock guitars and just made a very high-end premium version of that? That's what the St. Vincent model reminds me of.
Yeah, it's a cool guitar. I really like the way it looks. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, I'm trying to remember what that particular model or something sounded like, but you know, I'm a fan of just her sound and like in general. So I imagine it's probably something that I would like, you know.
Yeah. Now this one,
I definitely like that model a lot for sure.
Now this one is called the Mariposa. This is Omar Rodriguez Lopez's signature, because he plays Music Man as well.
Oh.
And it's also looks very garage rock inspired.
Hmm.
They got these colors. Yeah, I also like the floral pick guard as well down here. That's very cool. But there's another one called Sterling. Sterling is like because PRS has the SE line, Music Man has the Sterling line. So Sterling is actually Ernie Ball's son. I think it's very fitting.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, and he's still like, I don't know if he's retired yet because he's pretty old. He might be in his 70s now, but he's one of the. But I believe Sterling's son, Brian Ball, is the one in charge now. I think. But I love that. It's been completely family run. But the thing is, do you know who started Music Man, Keanu?
Who? Oh, Radiant is asking, who is that talking?
Oh, that's Keanu.
Funny because I know you had the little.
Oh, I did. I had it up there, but yeah.
It's like, is he coming back?
Yeah, there he is. That's Keanu. He's been my best friend since 1999.
There we go.
Yeah. And
I am a fan of the Music Mans. For those wondering,
because don't you
really
notice
the?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. You know who the founder of Music Man is, Keanu?
Who?
Leo Fender.
Oh.
So Fender, the brand, the company, was sold to CBS in 1965.
Fun facts.
Yeah, that CBS, the Central Broadcasting
crazy.
Station, the TV channel,
So
they
random.
owned Fender, and then they put it in the contract that Leo signed once he sold it. He said, "You are not allowed to compete with us for 10 years." He said, "Okay." So then 1975, he starts this company, Music Man. Because don't you notice, though, when you look at these Music Man guitars, they look a lot like more modern
some of them
takes
definitely-
on Fender
Yeah.
guitars.
Some of them do remind me of like a Fender body. In some
Yeah.
retrospects. Not
Yeah.
all of them though.
Yeah. Yeah, see, most of the models, they do make them. They make a silhouette
I like
version.
I like the Stingrays as well.
The Stingray. Oh, the Stingray bases. Yeah, I would say that some people still think of Music Man primarily as a bass company because the Stingrays are so famous.
Yeah, I mean they are really good.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely one of the better ones.
Oh yeah, I love them. They are fantastic. Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah,
I
would really be
Uh-huh.
like I would really be debating myself if I would either get a Stingray
Huh.
or a Rickenbacker.
Pete
Although the
Wentz
Rickenbackers are
from
kinda-
Fall
they're
Out
kinda
Boy
pricey.
has his own signature Stingray, but the thing that sets his apart is that his is passive, whereas the other Stingray bases are active.
Are active. Yeah, I've been learning a little bit about active.
Yeah,
and
because
passive.
active, well, with bases it's different, because with active bases, you have a bass, middle, and you have EQ controls on the bass
Yeah.
itself. Whereas most guitars don't typically have that. It's mostly just the pickup itself on an active guitar.
So
It's as
I'm trying
active
to remember
pickups.
active.
Yeah.
So active is it which one's the one where you hit the note and it just kind of rings out, but then the other one was when you hit the note it kind of like it just kind of wraps up a bit more quickly, right? Because I'm trying to remember which one is the active or the passive.
You
where
are
it
such a
basically,
new
like,
guitar player. It's so funny to me. You're still a tiny baby. Okay,
Yeah.
what you're talking about has nothing to do with pickups. I'm
I'm talking about the active and passive. Because they were comparing the sound. Because the thing with precision and jazz basses,
right.
it really comes down to what your preference is, whether it's active or passive, and it really comes down to like what kind of which one to choose out of the two.
Well, yeah.
So,
well, I mean, they
the jazz. Yeah. Well, with the jazz, it's more natural to it just kind of like rings out, where it's just like boom, you like it doesn't like wrap up right away.
Okay, the word you're looking for is sustain. Like how long does a note ring out if you just pluck it and just hold it? Yeah.
Yeah, but the P bass it wraps up a bit more. It's like don't. I mean, not like immediately, but like it's more.
I get what you mean, because the P bass has more of a bolder, bigger sound with that split coil pickup. The jazz bass uses 2 single coils, so it's a lot brighter of a sound. More
brighter.
I would say P bass is punchy. Yeah, P bass is big and bold, and the jazz bass is like cutting, bright, and that's how I would describe it.
Yeah, the thing about the P bass that I really like about is how much it like really cuts into the mix. Like if you want that sound to be very prominent in your mix, you go with the P bass just because it really cuts through.
Well, the P bass, that's the thing is that design is so old. It started, I think, maybe 1950, 1951. Like Leo got it right the first time. Like someone can play only a P bass for their entire bass playing career and be fully satisfied. Whereas I feel with guitars, it might be just a little bit different, because it's hard for me to imagine only having just one guitar to play forever, or just one specific type only to play forever. But I feel like with basses, it's more like you just pick one you really like, and you can and it will last you forever.
I noticed that mostly with bass players, they're more tempted to like just kind of stick with the one for almost their entire career, most likely, compared to guitar players where They have a tendency to like change it up a bit more.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the one thing I learned about the P bass and the jazz bass. Like I kind of knew about like like the sound, but I didn't realize just how distinct all the other little things were. Like if we're talking like active and passive, like that's kind of like a really big thing about like what. God, this motherfucker dropped the ball. Come on, dude.
Wait, what
Catch the fucking ball, dude.
What are you watching?
I'm watching the Steelers and Ravens game.
Oh.
Like it literally was in his hands. You can't like bring the ball down. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I have no
like
idea.
even I probably could have caught that shit. Fuck me. Anyway. All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna dip now. Oh, first down. Oh, no, that's pretty close. Okay. Well, hopefully the Steelers can get the job done. They're not the favorites. They're definitely not the favorites. But hey, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Oh, I find it hilarious that Kevin Garnett impression. Yeah, his documentary is called Kevin Garnett : Anything is Possible. Yeah.
Dude, that's I'm not even joking. That's probably one of my favorite videos of all time on YouTube. Just that particular moment. And it says a lot because I hate the Celtics, but I can't help but love that moment, man.
Yeah.
All right, well,
all right.
Enjoy your Music Man journey, because I do love.
Yeah, my throat is starting to.
Music Man.
My throat, I can feel my throat getting sore, so that means stop now, or else I'm gonna be in trouble, and I'm not. And I don't want to deal with potential sore throats turning into colds. So.
Drink water.
Exactly. Well, anyways, guys, this has been a fun stream. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Keanu, for being on the stream.
Yeah. All right. Nice to be here.
All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.